morning, good afternoon, good evening, good night, good day. Wherever you are, welcome, welcome, welcome. Yokuso, yokoso. Welcome. Yokuso. That's right. Before the game even starts, we should be at 50 likes. Right now, I think we've got about 20 people listening in or viewing this game, or this live stream rather. We've got game time starting in just a few minutes. I watched a little bit of the pre-game show, but as per the usual, not very impressed. The Apple TV is on again today, and to be honest, I don't know why they have these games. I know Apple TV, it's all about money for Apple. But I just wish that they had better commentators. Now, I wouldn't say that they're necessarily biased against the Astros. Now, the game commentators are usually always biased against the Astros on the Apple TV, but the hosts aren't necessarily biased. But I will say, goodness gracious, that they say some of the strangest things that just don't really make much sense at all. Not to me, at least. Not to me, at least. Not to me. All right. Get a couple of things straightened out on my TV here. My preview layout for you guys and gals. All right, that should be about right there. Yeah, that's okay. Okay, boom, boom. Yeah, I think that's good. All right. I feel you, Michael. I kind of own something. I have an old iPhone Plus, or whatever you want to call it, a big iPhone, but it was given to me by a friend when I was doing my other YouTube channel. I didn't have any good phone cameras, and he just gave it to me because it was an old phone of his, and it actually had a much better camera than anything that I had. And I used it probably for about 3 months before I bought a new camera phone myself. It's still around here somewhere. Or no, actually I gave it away. That's right. I did give it away. I gave it to someone else. So I don't even have that anymore. That's right. I forgot about that. See, it matters so little to me. I can't even remember. Can't even remember that I gave it away. That's funny. One and a half games right now ahead of the Submariners. Very important that we sweep this series. Now, typically I would say that just because a team is struggling or a team is supposedly hot, these things don't really matter to me. And to some coaches, some people, these things don't matter. And I am in that camp of people who say it doesn't matter. Because, for example, we very easily could have swept the Marlins, but unfortunately just couldn't quite get it together to win that last game. However, we basically owned them in the series, and they were supposedly hot, but it didn't matter to us. It didn't matter to the Astros. Astros went in there and gave them a good spanking. They had come off of a sweep of the Yankees. And the Yankees have been, they aren't just cold, they are struggling. The Yankees are struggling in many ways. So there's no reason to think that a team such as the Astros, which is really good in New York, by the way, should not be able to go in and sweep the Stankies. Yes, we are men of culture. That's right. Your son-in-law's a Yankees fan. He's young, so you don't get on him too much. Don't have to. The team takes care of business. Where is he from? It's sad. I'm always sad when I hear about people being Dodgers or Yankees fans, and they're not from those areas and they've never been there, like my brother. I'm not joking, guys and gals. If you remember me telling you that story a while back, but I haven't talked to my brother in several years, and it was largely due to baseball. His attitude towards the Dodgers and towards the Astros just were unacceptable to me. And told him off. And after that, I haven't talked to him. It's been a long time. Maybe 3 years now. It's been a while. Yeah, let's go Hunter Brown indeed. Hunter Brown is on the mound today. I will say this. Fred, you're right. I do believe that the image, and I'm not just talking about the ladies that are talking on the field. I'm talking about the quality of the image looks really good. So one of the things that people have talked about is how they like all the different angles, the quality of the image, and I agree with that. But what I don't agree with is that as a live streamer, they don't put enough information on the screen, and then the information that they do put on the screen is not intuitive. It's in crazy spots of the screen, you know. So it's just like typical Apple iOS. They don't put things in places that make sense. It's counterintuitive, and they don't put enough information on the screen. It's like the information that you don't really want so much is on the screen. The information that you expect to see or want to see is not there, and you don't know where to find it. This is typical Apple. You know, you expect, like, where's the volume? The volume on this, no kidding, the volume is in the top right. Why would you put that up there? I mean, really? I'm looking all around for the volume. I can't find it, and then I realize it's in the top right of the screen. Who puts the volume control up there? This is counterintuitive. Stuff like that, you know, it's just so ridiculous. They only do that because they're like, we want to be different. Well, every single video player on Earth puts the volume on the lower left side. The play, pause, and volume all over there in the same spot. But Apple deliberately puts it in the opposite location. Why is that? Because they're the Antichrist. That's why. Everything's got to be opposite, right? Lipstick on a pig. Yes, that's right. Willard, I don't even know why you have to ask that. New York it has a lot of woke people, just like Los Angeles. Lots of woke people. But you see what happens to cities and to states like that. They fall apart. What's up, Brendan? Good to see you. VentureCast, one of my members. If you guys haven't become a member, feel free to do so. Like VentureCast, and I've got 7 members now. 3 more members, and I'll be able to unlock another emoji. And when I get to 10 members, I will have my members only vote for the next emoji. I will give them a choice of 4 different players, and they will vote on that. Cracking open a cold one, hoping for a win to start the series. Have a break there, VentureCast. By the way, I saw that you posted a video. You've been doing videos about cruise ships and cruises. That's pretty cool. I've only been on ferries. I've never been on a cruise, but I'm very interested in checking out some of your videos. We got the lineup. Jeremy Pena, Jesus Sanchez, and Jose Altuve are leading it off. Carlos Correa, Christian Walker, and Yainer Diaz after that. Taylor Trammell, Mauricio Dubon, and then Cam Smith rounding it out. That is the lineup for today. It's crazy because on the MLB screen, they put everything on the screen and they keep it on the screen on the side. I can see who the current batter is, who's on deck, who's in the hole, their stats. All of that information is on the screen. But with Apple TV, zero. I get none of those things. None of those things. So basically what I have to do is I have to kind of keep open the ESPN page and try to get that information. It's the only way I can take a look at the lineup. Pena comes to the plate to lead it off, guys. Here we go. Schlittler on the mound for the Stankies. First pitch is on the way. A little below the zone for ball one. Good take by Pena. Good call by the umpire. Here comes the 1-0 pitch. Nice little slider there. On the outside. Swing and a miss by Pena. Michael, you're absolutely right. They've got people who obviously know a little bit about baseball. They know baseball, but they just don't know broadcasting. Not for a baseball game. Pena hits that one in the air to the third base side. The shortstop is over and takes it away from the third baseman. Pena fouls out, barely in foul territory for the first out. Well, I will tell you this, the commentators for the last Apple TV game, they were clearly biased against the Astros. And I guess they thought that they weren't showing any bias against the Astros, but it was clear. Sanchez at the plate. This is hit through the left side. Very first pitch, opposite field single. Good toss. And there come the big boos, baby. Jose Altuve coming to the plate. Look at that. Look at them, man. They're really getting into it. Yeah, you better boo him. This guy owns you. We've got a runner on first base. Sanchez with the first pitch single opposite field. And Jose Altuve at the plate. Here comes the first pitch from Schlittler. Altuve hits it hard to left field all the way out to the wall. Is it going to be gone? Yes, it is. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? The very first pitch, I kid you not. Jose Altuve on the first pitch goes deep with a 2-run homer in Yankee Stadium. Welcome back home, Jose Altuve. I got the jersey on today. Feeling the love, feeling the luck. That's right. Jose Altuve with a 2-run shot in the very first pitch. Take that, New York. Welcome to New York. Your daddy is home. That's right. Jose freaking Altuve. Man. Are you feeling the love, guys and gals? Because I'm feeling it right now. Carlos Correa, please go deep. Back to back. He's at the plate. Here's the pitch. A little low, ball one, 99 miles an hour. This game couldn't have started off any better than that. Sanchez gets on base, and Altuve on the first pitch goes deep. Here's the 1-0 pitch. Right in the bottom of the zone. Barely clips it for strike one. But seriously, 1 ball, 1 strike. How great would it be to see Correa? It's already great, all right? It's already great. Although it's like, it's nothing. Just go up there. It's New York. You hit the ball. They throw the ball. It's very big. It's like a softball. You just hit it. How awesome would it be for Correa to crank one out? It's 2-1. Here comes the toss from Schlittler. All right, another hit. Opposite field. Correa gets one down. 1 out. Runner on first base. Christian Walker should be coming up in just a moment. Look at that. Very first. Look, it just drops the bat. He's like, boom. Yep, that's it. I couldn't believe it. I had to wait to call it because I just couldn't believe it. But you better believe it. The look on his face is like, oh my God, are you serious? Me and every other Yankees pitcher now know how they feel. Better get used to it. Here's the first pitch to Christian Walker. A little far inside. 98 miles an hour, ball 1. Yeah, that's right. Tommy Likey. Tommy wants swinging. Well, you got a swingy that time and a hitty. Hail Altuve. 100% Fred. Let's go Astros. 1-0 pitch to Walker. 98 right in there. He takes it for strike one. They say that Christian Walker had a 4% home run probability on it last pitch. But on this pitch, it's gone down to 3%. Come on, roll a 3. Here's the pitch. Fouled back, 98 miles an hour. 1 ball and 2 strikes. So we have 2 singles and a home run this inning already. Astros with 3 hits. 1 ball and 2 strikes to Walker. Correa on first base. Come on, Walker. Blow it open. Here's the pitch. Oh, 99 right in the middle of the plate. Walker can't get his bat on it. Strikeout. Out number 2. Walker goes down. Can't handle the heat. Look at this. Just right there. Almost no movement at all. He just couldn't get the bat on it. This brings Yainer Diaz to the plate. It's another guy who can actually crank it out on this pitcher, I believe. Here's the first pitch to Yainer. The top of the zone, strike 1, 98 miles an hour. Yeah, any hit will do, but man, we need to drive him around. This is the first inning. Don't give up now. Keep the gravy train going, baby. Here comes the 0-1 pitch to Yainer. Little low and inside. 1-1 is the count. Yep, Yainer bomb indeed. Yainer give him a shiner. Old Dog, welcome in. Did you see that hit by Altuve? Old Dog, the very first pitch. This crowd is quiet right now. They are upset. Here comes the 1-0 pitch. Right in there. Was it low? Yeah, I guess it was low. That camera angle by the Apple TV was messed up. I couldn't tell if it was a ball or strike because it went over the plate, but apparently it was too low. 2 balls and 1 strike. Here comes the 2-1 pitch. Ooh, opposite field foul ball. As you all know, I call Yainer Diaz the opposite field king. He gets a lot of opposite field hits, opposite field homers. That foul ball was another example of that. 2 balls and 2 strikes with 2 outs and 2 runs on the board. 1 runner on. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss on a high fastball. That one was a few inches above the zone. Yainer is not Jose Altuve, so he was not able to get that. But Altuve with a 2-run homer on the very first pitch. Boom. 2-0. Astros in the first inning. Heck yes. 3 hits for the Astros in the first inning. 2 singles and a homer. Couple of strikeouts and a foul out. Sorry, Yankees will not come back. They're playing the Astros, in case you didn't notice. Hater? Oh, yeah, that's right. Sorry about that. The reason that wasn't changed is because it took me a while to get the Hunter Brown picture. Thanks for pointing that out, old dog. I was confused for a second. I was like, hater? Oh, yeah. And then it maybe 5 seconds. It took about 5 seconds to register. You're talking about on my screen. But yeah, thanks for pointing that out. The reason that I didn't update it yet is because I had to try literally like 5 different times to get that picture made. For some reason, when I was trying to get that picture made of Hunter Brown, I just kept getting a bunch of weird results. His glove was on his wrong hand. He had tattoos all over both arms. His face didn't look right. And I had to keep remaking it and remaking it and remaking it. I don't know why. I don't know why. But finally I got it sorted out. And by the time I got it sorted out, I forgot to update it on my screen. So thank you for pointing that out. And by the way, I did want to mention this to all of you. If you'll take a look at the screen here. Right now, as I mentioned before, I have 7 members on the channel. My members have the special ability to use the custom emojis. Right now I have 7 members. With 3 more members, when we get to 10, we'll be able to add 1 more custom emoji. And my members only will vote to see which player gets their next emoji. Sarcastic Prodigy, Abel Rodriguez, Gregory Martinez, DeLion, Fox at Bat, Old Dog, Venturecast. These are my members currently. Thank you so much for being here and supporting the channel. The first pitch comes in from Hunter Brown, and that is a ball. Ball 1. Hunter Brown facing Grisham. Grisham at the plate for his first at bat. This is the leadoff batter. In the bottom of the first. That's in the top of the zone. A little check swing, but doesn't matter. It's in there. 1-1. Trent Grisham. One ball, one strike. Here comes the toss. Ooh, right in there, but he fouls it off. 97 miles an hour, low and away. Well, old dog, we already do have an Altuve. We got Snap. I forgot to put that in there when he got the home run. But guys, this is exactly right. This is exactly, if you want to know what Altuve does in New York, it's that. Snap. It's exactly what Altuve did on the very first pitch. Snap, home run. Here comes the 1-2 pitch from Brown. Ooh, nice 97 mile per hour fastball, but just above the zone. He didn't go after it. If he had, he would have regretted it. Somebody in the stands in New York with a Verlander jersey on. 1 ball, 2 strikes. No, I'm sorry, 2 balls, 2 strikes. Here we go. Just a little inside. Missed by maybe 1 or 2 inches. Full count. Cool beans. I haven't heard that in a long time. That's what happens when you're in Japan. A lot of these expressions you don't hear unless you're talking to a native speaker. This is hit hard to right to Christian Walker. I was about to say to the right side, but it goes right into the glove of Christian Walker. A line drive out on a 3-2 pitch, and that's the first out of the game. Or I'm sorry, of the game. That's the first out of the inning for Hunter Brown and the Astros. Got about 80 people watching right now and 36 likes. That's not too bad, 36 likes this early. But the ratio is a little off. We got to get to at least I think a 60 or 65% ratio for it to be nice and toasty. First pitch to Aaron. No, that's not Aaron Judge. That's right. Aaron Judge is batting third. This is Ben Rice. Ben Rice at the plate. The ump cam is so shaky. That's a strike. 1 ball, 1 strike. Whenever they go to the ump cam, they take all the stats off the screen. I can't see anything. Just the shaky. Old dog, that is from Burglar. Fromber Valdez. This is hit hard to right field all the way out to the wall, and it's going to be in the corner and bounce into the crowd for a double. That was a rip by Rice. Rice with a nice hit to right field. Aaron Judge will come up to the plate with a runner on and 1 out. Jose Altuve with a 2-run homer. Let's see if we can hold it here. Hunter Brown goes up and in with a 98-mile-per-hour fastball. Judge takes it for ball 1. 1-0 is the count. They said that Judge is around 70% today. I don't know exactly what that means, but we'll see. He is DH. That's a swing and a miss. 95-mile-per-hour fastball inside. I guess 70% means that he can bat, but he cannot play in the field. At least not today. 1 ball, 1 strike. Here's the toss. A little low and outside. Ball 2. Yeah, squeezing a little bit. You're right, Prodigy. Yes, Gregory. Altuve happened indeed. He went just like this. Snap. Here's a pitch, the 2-1. Whoa, way up and outside. Hunter Brown losing it there. Would look like a knuckle curve. 3 balls and 1 strike to Aaron Judge. Hunter Brown steps off the mound for a moment to take a break. The 3-1 pitch to Judge on the way from Hunter Brown. This is hit high in the air and a little foul. Not enough room over there for Walker to get to it. Little soft foul ball just past the dugout. Full count. We have ourselves another full count. Let's beat the Spankies. The Skankies. So many different nicknames that we can give to this team, right? Full count pitch on the way. Ground ball scooped up by Pena, and he goes to first. I'm not quite sure why he didn't go to third. My guess is that they were playing him too deep. Maybe Correa was playing deep at third base. Judge grounds out to first base. We have a runner on third with 2 away. Hunter Brown wins the first battle against Aaron Judge. 100% of Hunter Brown trumps 70% of Aaron Judge, apparently. Just so you guys know. Next batter at the plate. First pitch on the way. High and outside. Ball 1. Cody Bellinger at the plate. They're playing some bells or something in the stadium, but the crowd is completely dead right now. This crowd is dead right now. Listen, there's nothing from this crowd. No applause, nothing. Bellinger fouls that back. Strike 1. 97 high fastball. Yes, that is good math. Thank you. I'm a math wizard. 100% Hunter Brown minus 70% Hunter Judge equals 100% Hunter Brown. Here's a 1-1 pitch. Bellinger fouls it off. 98 miles an hour, up and out. Might get a strikeout here. Hunter Brown looking for his first strikeout of the game. He's got 2 outs with the runner on third here in the bottom of the first. Cody Bellinger, as my Vietnamese friend would say, Bellinger. Here's a 1-2 pitch. Come on, baby. There we go. Oh, I thought he had a strikeout there. He fouls it off on the first base side with the knuckle curve. Just below the zone. The count remains 1-2. This next pitch will be the 20th of the game for Brown. A little high. Just a wee bit high. The 1-2 pitch on the way. 99 up and out. Fouls it off. Spoiled the strikeout. 99 miles an hour. Hey, Sherry, welcome in. Absolutely. Let's go Astros. Yes, I agree, Fred. He needs a whiff right here, and he needs it ASAP. The 1-2 pitch from Hunter Brown to Bellinger. Bellinger is a really thin-looking guy. That's way too high. 97 miles an hour, about a foot above the zone. It's 2-2. He's definitely throwing the heat, Texas Dave, but it's either too high or fouled off right now. If he can get it in the right spot, maybe Bellinger will miss it. Here comes the 2-2. Ground to second base. Dubon's got it. Lobs it over to first base. There we go. Another grounder. Another ground out, and that's out number 3. So one hit, a ground rule double for the Skanks, but nothing else doing there. Hunter Brown gets out of the first inning with no damage done. His pitch count is a little high, though, about 23. That's a lot of pitches. Hunter Brown already given to throwing a decent amount of pitches. If Hunter Brown is able to get through 6 innings, you know he's having a good game. But pitching this amount of pitches, he definitely can't get through 6 innings. If he keeps throwing 20 pitches, that would mean 120 pitches in 6 innings. So let's hope that he gets through these batters a little bit faster. He basically had the equivalent of a full count to 4 straight batters. And he needs to trim that down. It's okay, Sherry. I don't mind. I don't mind. I don't have anything against the Blue Jays. Yeah, the Blue Jays are doing well right now. Of course, I want them to win if they're playing anybody in the AL West. And as far as in the league, in the American League, I definitely don't want them to continue winning like they have been, but they have been playing pretty well. However, the Yankees, they're just one of those teams. You're either a really big fan or you have a lot of distaste for them. Obviously, Astros fans. I've never met an Astros fan that says, my 2 favorite teams are the Astros and the Yankees. Who says that? A bipolar person, maybe? 90 likes on the live. I'm sorry, 90 viewers on the live stream right now. Thanks for being here. Just 42 likes on the live stream, though. That's less than half. If you haven't liked the live stream, I would appreciate you doing so right now. I am accepting super chats, by the way. That it doesn't say, but the reason that I've got that up today is because I'm using it to pay for my connection to do these games. Taylor Trammell, the Tram, is at the plate. First pitch is a swing and a miss. Now he calls timeout and backs out of the box. He'll take a little breaky break. Hunter Brown talking with the pitching coach there. 0-1 is the count. Here comes the pitch. A little high and outside, 98 miles an hour. 1-1 is the count. By the way, what I was saying is, out here in the countryside, my primary source of income has been my partial disability. And getting the Starlink internet paid for and all of that would be... Getting the donations would be helpful. So any and all are appreciated. And for those of you who donate, thank you in advance. Hey, Gregory, thank you so much. I appreciate that. Gregory's already a member, too. So that's extra special. Thank you so much. 98 on the outside edge, fouled off. The count is 2-2 to the Tram. Taylor Trammell leading off the batting for the Astros in the top of the second. Here comes the 2-2 pitch. The Tram goes up the middle on that one. Is it going to be down? No, it's going to be playable by the center fielder. Grabs it on the jogging run. That's another thing to be looking out for today, everyone. Don't assume that these balls that go into play are just automatic outs. Yankees have been making a lot of mental errors and boo-boos on routine plays recently. So we should not be surprised if we see some of those today in the field. So next batter is Doobie. Takes that first pitch on the outside edge for strike one, 99 miles an hour. Texas Dave, thank you so much. I appreciate that. Thank you. Got two already. Two towards the goal. Awesome. Next pitch to Doobie's fouled off. I don't know where they're getting the stats from. They changed so quickly, but it says Dubon has a 23% chance to get on base. Here's the pitch. That one is missing the zone for ball one. 1-2 is the count against Doobie. Here's the pitch. Ground ball to the left side. It's a chopper to the shortstop. He fires it over to first to get the out. Yeah, Sherry, you're absolutely right. Because with the way the Yankees are playing right now, if the Astros can just avoid striking out, just keep hitting the ball, keep putting it in play, they will definitely benefit. I think that they will definitely benefit. They might even have 2 or 3 instances where the defense, either through error or just poor choice or slow execution, give them a run or an advanced runner or runner advance or a runner on base, etc. Cam Smith at the plate fouls off the first pitch for strike one. The next pitch on the way. Swing and a miss. Strike two. Man, that umpire cam, I can't look at that. That makes me sick. It gives me motion sickness. Put some kind of stabilization on there, please. Thank you so much, Gregory. It really is appreciated. You're awesome. Here's the 0-2 pitch. Up and in. Doobie and Smith starting off 0-2 and then moving to the 1-2 count. Looks like the Yankees are 6.5 games back of the Blue Jays. Yeah, Sherry, I'm sure you want them to be further back, right? Maybe the Astros can hook you up today. 100 miles an hour, fouled off by Cam Smith. The count remains 1-2. Michael, I'm not sure what exactly is going on with you. But I'm going to put you in timeout for a few minutes and you can think about what you've done. Swing and a miss on the outside, 93 miles an hour. Cam Smith goes down. That was not a bad pitch. Could have been a ball. But he swung after it, couldn't get the bat on it, and that'll be out number 3. Nothing doing for the Astros. No hits, no nothing. In the top of the second. But the Astros still lead 2-0, courtesy of one Jose Altuve homer. Man, I still can't get over that. I was expecting Altuve to have a good series here because he just owns New York. He really does. He owns New York. He owns Los Angeles. How great is it that Altuve plays his best baseball when he is in the biggest markets on their home turf? Seriously, how great is that? It couldn't be better. I think every Astros fan, if they had a choice, okay, whenever whenever Altuve plays the big market teams at home, he does so-so. And whenever he plays them on the road, he owns them. Or it's opposite. Which do you prefer? I think 99% of Astros fans will say, I want him to own them on their own turf more than I want him owning them in Houston. That's my feeling. Don't you just get the warm, fuzzy feeling on the inside? Holy cow. Nice super chat from Old Dog. Another one of my members. My members are freaking awesome. Thank you so much, Old Dog, for that super chat. Thank you very much. There we go. Cheers to you. 3 down, 17 to go. By the way, there are different amounts on the super chat. I think the lowest might be $1. I selected all amounts. So anything goes. It's up to you. With the Apple TV subscription for this month and the Starlink subscription, it would really help me out. That's why I decided to put it up there. Fouled off the first pitch to Jazz Chisholm. Man, what a name. Chisholm Jr. Jazz is an interesting name. 0-1 is the count, and Chisholm steps out of the plate, or steps out of the box. Steps out of the plate. Yes, that's right. The plate opens up like a trap door, and Chisholm steps out of it. 0-1. He took a little timeout. Well, I appreciate that, Old Dog. Old Dog says much deserved. Thank you very much. I do actually spend a tremendous amount of time on here, and there's some other things going on I haven't shared with you guys and gals, but I did have an opportunity to kind of go back to work full time, and there were some really good things about the opportunity, but the truth is that it would cause me to miss a lot of games. That's the main thing, is that they were not willing to be flexible to let me live stream my later games, so it would cause conflicts with some regular season games, with some playoff games, and even World Series games. And I said, I'm sorry, I can't do that. He called this a hobby. I said, this is not a hobby. This is serious for me. So I turned it down. That's the truth. Here's the pitch. High and outside. 1 ball, 1 strike. Funny, Michael. I see that. I walked away for a minute. It's not 2-2. What happened? Here's the 1-1. That's a little outside, but the umpire liked it. 1 ball and 2 strikes. The leadoff batter, Jazz Chisholm, at the plate. Or Chisholm, I'm sorry. Chisholm. Here's the 1-2 pitch. Swing and a miss. There we go. Tommy likey. Tommy wants swingy. Fastball. It didn't even look like he was ready for that. He was just standing there. What kind of swing was that? What kind of stance is that? He was just standing there, straight up and down. His knees weren't bent or anything. It looked really lazy. He deserved a strikeout. Here's the next pitch, high and outside. Man, I think that at bat, that strikeout kind of is a good microcosm of the Yankees' performance recently. 1 ball and no strikes to Jason Dominguez. 1 away, nobody on. Yeah, he did. He blew it right by him. Here's a pitch. Right on the edge. Strike 1, 1-1. Another member steps in to Give me the super chat. Sarcastic Prodigy, thank you so much. By the way, did you see my post? I need a picture to put on your rookie card. Here comes a 1-1 pitch. Swing and a miss, 89, low and outside. Beautiful, beautiful pitch. Special message for Sarcastic Prodigy there. Next pitch to Hunter Brown is a little outside. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Is he going to pick up another K right here? If he's got the milk, the bowl, and the spoon, he could serve up the special K. He almost does. A swing and a foul ball on the changeup. Or is that a knuckle curve? That was a knuckle curve. Drunken ump cam. Yes, that's exactly what it is. The drunken ump cam. That's exactly what it is. That kind of stuff really makes me nauseous. I can't look at that. Here comes the next pitch. High and outside. He doesn't go after it. Another full count. Oh yeah, Brendan, that's right. I forgot to mention that. There's so many different options. I feel like if I just keep mentioning all of them, it just looks like I'm trying to just sell myself. There we go, another strikeout, 90 miles an hour, low and outside. How about that? Look at this. Fastball, low and outside. Can't get that. Can't catch me. I am the Hunter-bred man. The Hunter-bred man. Tommy Likey. Tommy want swingy. Well, you get it. Because he's a Hunter-bred man. The Hunter Brown man. The Ginger Brown man? So, I don't know, something like that. 97 up and in to Anthony Volpe. Every time I see Anthony Volpe's name, I don't know why, but I think of voice over IP. Here's the pitch. 97 right in the bottom of the zone. Strike 1. The count is 1-1. 2 outs. Here in the second, bottom of the second, nobody on. Yeah, more likes. Increase. Yes. Molto. Molto. This is Japanese for more. 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 Here comes the 1-1 pitch right in there. 97. He takes it. Take it like a man. 1 ball and 2 strikes to Anthony Volpe. Hunter Brown getting ready to deliver his next pitch. Here it comes. Oh, strike 3. Got him looking. He just stood there and took it. How about that? No swing. He just took it. So a swing and a miss. Another swing and a miss. I got myself a picture. Here it is right here. Where is it? Let me get it on the screen so you guys can see it. There it is. What can Brown do for you? How about 3 strikeouts, Mr. Brown? What can Brown do for you? Strikes out the side. What do they call that? Good morning, good afternoon, and good night? That's what the Astros commentators always say. Let's see here. I need some more hot water in my coffee. I was trying to make myself a second cup, and I got distracted by this game. We're going into the top of the third. Astros due back up to bat in just a minute. Let's see what we got going on here. Sherry says her Jays will surprise the Dodgers and their fans tonight. And the old dog says, from your mouth to God's ears. What's the Yankees' least favorite color? Hunter Brown. That's right. That is right. Wow. Brendan, I didn't even know that. I didn't even know what the price was. I just assumed that if you want to gift a membership, it would be the same price as the membership. I don't even know how to change that price. I'm going to have to look into that. That's something that I don't know about. I'm glad you mentioned that, because if the price is like that, I kind of wonder why it is. It seems higher than the membership itself. First pitch to Pena was out of the zone for ball one. He fouls off the second pitch. The count is even, 1-1. Pena did fly out just past the third baseline and slightly out of play his first at bat. Here comes a 1-1 pitch from Schlittler. Pena fouls that one off at the plate. 95-mile-per-hour pitch inside. Sit down, Hunter Brown. Take a rest. 1-2 is the count. Pena, the leadoff batter here in the third. Nobody on. Here comes the 1-2 pitch. Whoa, we hit him on the hand. Oh, my God. Are you kidding me? Espada is immediately out, and here comes the trainer. He doesn't look like he's hurting too bad right now, but they're wanting to take a look at it. He's trying to go straight to the first base, but they're wanting to check it out. Yeah, not again. Are you kidding me? Take a look at this. Right off the knuckle there. It looked like more of a glancing blow. So hopefully. But man, it sounded really loud. Okay, Pena's on first base. Hopefully we're all good to go, and that's not an issue. Good grief. Want to hold your breath on that one. Runner on first. Leadoff runner. We got the Flash on base. Flash is on base. You know who's at the plate? Jesus Sanchez. He got himself on earlier with a hit. No outs. Sanchez probably going to get on here. Move Pena around. 1 ball, no strikes. And then we'll have Altuve at the plate. Yeah, it looked like just a kind of a deflection. Way up high. Ball 2. Schlittler somehow losing his control a little bit. Sherry, I wouldn't lay down I wouldn't tell Sanchez to lay down a bunt. He's a good left-handed hitter against a righty. There's no way I'd have him bunt. Altuve maybe, yeah, but not Sanchez. Outside, 3-0. Sanchez hits good off righties, so it would be a waste to have him not swing. 3-0. Here comes the pitch from Schlittler. Right in there. He takes it 98 miles an hour, 3-1. Taken all the way on that 3-0 pitch. Yeah, he's in a jam. Almost in a jam. He's got 1 runner on. That's fouled off for strike 2. It's full count. All right, my coffee is ready. My second cup of coffee. Altuve on deck, ready to go. Full count to Mr. Sanchez. Here comes the pitch. Pena is running 99 miles an hour, fouled off. Pena will have to walk back to first base. Pena burning the juice. But that ball Almost a good one. He went after it. Man, he's smiling though. Sanchez really enjoys playing baseball. It's great to see. Timeout called by the pitcher. Steps off the mound. We're going to have another full count pitch here in just a moment. No outs. Pena on first base. Jesus saves. Here's the pitch. He fouls that off. Is that going to be fair? It's in the corner. No, that's not foul. It's fair. Right in the corner. It's caught. Opposite field. Man, that was a rip. I didn't realize that ball floated so far. It got really close to the wall. That was really close to being an opposite field home run. This is, speaking of home run, this is what Altuve did the last at bat. He put it in the stands on the first pitch. He has another chance for another 2-run homer. Please. Please, God, please. First pitch, back-to-back home run as the boos come in. Make them pay. Jose Altuve, make them pay. First pitch way high. Of course it's way high. 1 ball, no strikes. Yeah, Schlittler might not want to be putting it anywhere around the zone. He throws over to first base. Pena is back. 1 ball, no strikes, 1 out here in the top of the third. Superman at the plate. The Flash on first. Here comes a pitch. Swing and a miss, up and in, 99 miles an hour. 1-1 is the count. Yeah, Brendan. Yeah, let's teach them early. Let's teach them early. It reminds me of the government in China teaching the people to hate Japan so much from the time they're babies, right? It reminds me of that. You got to hate Altuve. 97 right on the inside edge. Strike 1. One ball and 2 strikes. Yeah, let's do that snap. Come on, let's see the Altuve snap. Here's the pitch. He hits this one high in the air. Is it going to be fouled back? Yes, it is. It's out of play. Count remains 1-2. Come on, let's do it, Altuve. I want to see it, man. Let's blow them up. 1 more All-Star selection. He'll have 10 for his career. It's a shame that he didn't stay hot at the beginning of the year. He could have been an All-Star easy. Hit high in the air again and fouled back. Back-to-back fouls. Old Dog, yeah, you're right. Old Dog says, getting traded to the Astros, at least you have a chance to get to the big dance. That's right. That's the way the Astros have been now for the past 10 years or so. Here comes the next pitch. This is hit to center field, and the second baseman is going to be able to float back and get it. Altuve flies out, and Pena stays at first base. Now they're talking about all the Astros players that have left to go on to bigger contracts elsewhere. Of course, Correa at the plate right now is one of those that has come back to his home stomping grounds where he got it all started. Here's the first pitch, low, 88 miles an hour, ball 1. This is another guy that could really tick off the Yankees fans by getting a homer. Yeah, that's right, Sherry. Good job. Run up that pitch count. Next pitch, the 1-0, is on the way. Right in there, 97 miles an hour. Strike 1. The count is even. Old Dog, you remember that? South Korea. That's right. He's no longer the enemy. No more North Korea. Outside, 2-1. The breaking ball, fooling nobody. AL West champions. Almost nothing but Astros except for 2020. Here's a pitch. Low and outside. Good take. Correa working the count, working it, feeling it, working it. 3 balls and 1 strike. 2 outs. Pena on first base waiting for Correa to move him around. Joe Espada over there in the dugout enjoying the game. A little extended break between at-bats here. Correa took a break. Here's the 3-1 pitch. Outside, ball 4. Good take. So, we're making him work. We might have 2 outs, but we got a couple of guys on, and we're making him pitch. 54 pitches now for Mr. Schlittler. Mr. Schlitz Malt Liquor Bullster. That's a little bit of a stretch. But, you know, what can you say? It is now 9 a.m. here in Hiroshima, Japan. What time is it where you guys are? Hi, Raina. Welcome back. Thanks for being here. We've got 104 people on the live stream. Thanks for being here. Thanks for watching the game or listening in wherever you are, whatever you're doing. If you're driving, be careful. If you're at work, maybe you can be a little careless. Unless you're operating heavy machinery, watch your fingers. Be careful. Don't mess around. I used to work in a machine shop. It was one of my first jobs. You got to be careful around that equipment. Christian Walker is at the plate. Holy cow, that was like 30 years ago I worked in the machine shop. Wow, that's going way back. Here's the first pitch to Walker. Hey, right field hit. Is it going to be down? No, it's caught by the right fielder. So Walker goes after the first pitch and hits it opposite field, but is right at the right fielder. Nice stroke, but unfortunately it's caught for out number 3. So the Astros strand 2 in the top of the 3rd. We go to the bottom of the 3rd, 2-0. The Astros with a few hits on the board and 2 runs. It's 29 o'clock on the moon. Old dog, I hear that. You know, that reminds me of something that a teacher told me when I was at my first university. I was in the theater department, so of course there were a bunch of very unique people there. And the teacher, the technical theater teacher, the guy who was over the carpentry shop and the set design and the set building and all that kind of stuff, he didn't teach anything about acting. It was all about building the sets and all that kind of thing. He was a pretty interesting guy, and he told me one day that he knew where I was really from. And I said, "Oh, really? Where's that?" And he said, "Pluto, 3rd moon out." It's like Pluto's not far enough away where I'm from. It's the 3rd moon out. And I told him, I said, "Well, yeah, that's true, but I can tell you this. We got the best ice cream." Pretty funny. Let's see here. Let's take a look at these times right quick. Yeah, that's right, Michael. He wound up close to 60 pitches in 3 innings. Pretty crazy. Brendan, 7 o'clock for you. Old dog, 5 o'clock. Also 7 for Travis. Let's see here. 7 p.m. in Northwest Florida. 6 p.m. for Gregory. Astros, Hunter Brown's pitch count. Hunter Brown's pitch count. Let me see. I can tell you just a moment. I have to look it up on ESPN. 37 pitches for Hunter Brown right now and 23 strikes. 55 pitches I can actually show you here. 55 pitches right here for Schlittler, and 35 of those are strikes. He's given up 3 hits and 2 runs, 1 walk, 3 strikeouts. Hunter Brown, 1 hit, no runs, no walks, 3 Ks. And we are back to the game. The first batter, Ryan McMahon, at the plate with a 0-1 pitch. He's got 1 strike on him already. The next pitch is outside for ball 1. So while we were checking out the stats, Hunter Brown tossed him a strike. That's all good. 7 o'clock in Sugarland. 8 p.m. where Sherry's at. This is hit over to Dubon. Whoa. That was close. Woo. Bad throw there. Not sure exactly what Doobie was doing with that throw. An easy routine throw. Christian Walker had to react quickly to get to that ball, and he dropped it, but he was able to quickly pick it up and get his foot on the bag just in time for the out. What in the world was Doobie doing with that throw? Look at that throw. Yeah, Walker wasn't expecting to get something so bad. Doobie's like, my bad, my bad. 1 away. Here's the next batter. High, ball 1 to Austin Wells. Altuve DHing today. He's in the dugout looking on. Below the plate, check swing. He did not go. 2-0. Willard in Baytown. 7 o'clock. That's where my uncle lives. Been to Baytown so many times. Probably can't even count. We used to visit him a lot when I was a kid. Here comes the 2-0. Wells hits this one opposite field all the way out to Sanchez, who's underneath it. Puts it away for out number 2. Hunter Brown with 43 pitches. Nice low count so far in this inning with 2 outs. Yeah, they're showing some highlights now of the Tigers and the Angels. It's now tied up with that home run 1-1. The Angels were beating the Tigers 1-0, but that puts them ahead. I'm sorry, that ties up the game 1-1. Come on, Angels. Broken Angels. Next pitch is in there for strike 1. Next batter up, I believe, is the leadoff batter for the Stanks. Grisham. Not John Grisham. Speaking of that, hang on a second. Here's a pitch. This is hit hard to center field. Trammell is over on it, no problem. Puts it away. A good, easy inning for Hunter Brown with almost no pitches. No challenge at all. 3 up and 3 down. A good, clean inning there. Nice, perfect inning for Hunter Brown. That's what I like to see. Hunter Brown getting 3 quick outs. I like seeing Hunter Brown get strikeouts, but he has to often work pretty hard for those, and his pitch count goes up, so it's really nice to see him get a couple of outs with just 2 pitches. I think he had 2 pitches, 3 pitches, and 2 pitches or something like that. Let's take a look at his total for that inning. 45. So he had basically 8 pitches that inning. That was nice. Right there. You can see it right there. 45 total pitches in 3 innings. 15 per inning. That's a lot better than it was before, because in the first he had over 20. He had like 22 or 23. So he's had 2 good low pitch innings behind that. So he's extending himself in the game right now, thankfully. Good for you, Mr. Brown. Good for you. Yeah, that's right, old dog. 15 per inning. That's not great, but it's not bad. It's so-so. 15 per inning is so-so. My feeling is that you really need to be. I mean, obviously, pitchers nowadays don't really go so far into the game unless they're just having an amazing, stellar game. They don't typically go a full game. They can, but Hunter Brown likely never will. He's just not that type of pitcher. He'd have to have a really lucky game. to go 9 innings, you know. Framber Valdez can do that sometimes. Pitchers like that. Paul is 5 minutes up the road from the Space Cowboys Stadium. That's pretty cool. How much does it cost to go to those games, by the way? Just kind of curious about that. I'm interested to see how the price compares to back when the Shreveport Captains games were being played in Shreveport. I used to go there sometimes. I'm surprised that more people didn't go to those games, though. Yainer Diaz at the plate. First pitch on the way. He goes opposite field, fouls it off. 96 miles an hour. Top of the fourth, guys and gals. The Washington Expos. Here's the pitch. Another one fouled to the opposite field. 97 miles an hour on that one. Back-to-back fastballs and back-to-back results. 50 RBIs this year for Diaz. And by the way, just so you all know, Diaz has improved so much recently that his OPS is now back over 700. 706 right now, I believe. Fouls that one off again. Count remains 0-2. Here comes the pitch. 98 above the zone. He fouls it off. Yainer fouling off everything. It bodes well. If Yainer's putting the bat on everything that he throws, it bodes well. Come on, Stros. Let's go, Stros. Here's the 0-2 pitch again. This one's tapped to the left side. Shortstop grabs it on the run and throws him out at first base. So Diaz continues to put the ball in play. They put his strikeout probability there at nearly 50% when he had the 0-2 count. But he never missed a pitch. He fouled everything off and then grounded out. He's doing much better. So much better recently. I know that a lot of people have given him crap, but Trammell grounds that one to shortstop. The second baseman is over there to grab it, but Trammell beats it out, baby. The tram has left the station full speed ahead. That was hit over on the left side. The second baseman ran over there to get it. Volpe. He did a little glove tap for some reason after he caught it. He didn't throw it immediately. He did like a double tap there. Tram hustled down the line and beat it out. Infield hit. That's what you call hustle right there. Doobie at the plate with one out and the Tram on first. They throw over to first base and Schlittler's tomfoolery doesn't work out. One away, top of the fourth. First pitch to Doobie on the way in just a moment. That's right, choo-choo, baby. The Tram is out of the station. Here comes the pitch. Low and outside, good take by Doobie. Ball one. The curveball missing. The 1-0 pitch to Doobie is on the way. Oh, 93 above the zone. He went after it. Completely missed. He didn't do Diaz style. He didn't even foul it off. At the very least, you could foul it off. One ball and one strike to Doobie-Doo. Here's the toss. Inside, 98 miles an hour. Why did you swing at that? Off the fists. Fouled away for strike two. 1-2 is the count. The dude from DGOMX, DGO. I'm trying to pronounce like a word like Geaux. $12 for the cheapest tickets on the grassland, but you can sit wherever after the 4th inning. That's interesting. Kind of reminds me of how some venues, at a certain point, they just open the doors. Anybody can walk in and watch the end of the game. Another foul ball there by Doobie. Count remains 1-2. Here comes the toss. Trammell was stealing on that pitch. 97 miles an hour, fouled off by Dubon, and Trammell will have to go back to first base. The count remains 1-2. They're making him work. Work it, work it, work it. Schlittler moving that pitch count up. Here's the pitch. Fouled off again. Good job, Doobie. Now he's starting to foul it off. He picked the right time to start fouling it off. Get those swing and misses out of the way, and then just become a foul-off fool. He's a fouling fool. Time to play duck and go all foul. Terrible jokes. Terrible jokes. 1 ball, 2 strikes to Doobie. Here's a pitch. Outside, good take. 92 miles an hour. The curve not finding its mark. The count is now even. Schlittler at 69 pitches. Whoa. On this next one. Here's the toss. Opposite field hit by Doobie. How about that? Tram goes to second. After working so hard, working it, and feeling it, Doobie-Doo is on first. Trammell goes to second. We have back-to-back singles. An infield single and a line drive opposite field single. And the Astros are now cooking with some kind of gas in New York. 1 out in the top of the 4th. Schlittler sweating pretty heavily right now. He's looking a little red, a little sweaty, a little disgruntled, a little disheveled, a little hopeless. Cam Smith, the 9th batter in the lineup, is at the plate. Come on, Cam, keep it going. Let's get this to the top of the batting order. Cam needs to move him around. That's ball 1 on the outside. Good take. He needs to move him around and get this to the top of the batting order. Let's do it. Here comes the 1-0 pitch. 97 low and inside. Strike 1. The count's even. We're schlittling him good now. That's right. That's right, old dog. Oh, yeah, I'm sure it's hot in Houston. It's nice and cool here today, though. Here's the pitch. Ooh, 93 in the top of the zone. A good pitch. A really good pitch to swing on, and Cam could not even get the bat on it. Is he going to start doing like Diaz and Dubon did? Just start fouling the ball off? Drive up that pitch count? 72 pitches now for Schlittler. The count is 1-2. Come on, Cam. Crank it up. Crank it up, Cam. Here's the pitch. Woo! 99 at the top of the zone. Cam took a dangerous pitch. The Yankees fans and the coach are yelling about that. It was close. 99 right at the top. Woo! 2-2 is the count. Here's the pitch. And he hits that one to the right side. It gets through. The Tram is all the way over to third. Is he going to be waved around? He is. Here's the throw. He's out at the plate. He is out at the plate. I was kind of questioning whether or not they were going to send him there, but they did, and it doesn't look like he made it. Are they going to challenge it? I don't think they're going to challenge it. I think he really was out, but we'll take a look at the replay. Not quite sure why they sent him on such a shallow hit. Good throw. Whew, man, that was close, but I don't think they're going to challenge it. Could have held him up at third, but you know what? I can't blame them for sending him. Give it a try. That was close. Okay, now, Trammell would have made it. They said he stumbled a little bit during that run. So, unfortunately, just for that stumble, it cost them a run. And an out. We have runners on the corners now with Jeremy Pena at the plate. And he chops this one up the middle, and that's going to be an easy tap on second base. The very first pitch, fielder's choice. He steps on second base. Nothing doing for the Astros despite 2 hits. Man, that was so close. I was kind of curious to see if they were going to send Trammell, and they did. And according to the announcers, I didn't see it because I didn't have that visual, but they said that Trammell kind of stumbled a little bit when he was running around the bases. If that had not happened, he definitely would have been safe. But unfortunately, he gets thrown out at the plate, and that ends the little rally that was going on. The Yankees get super lucky there, and we go into the bottom of the inning with Hunter Brown back up on the mound in just a moment. Well, shoot. I'm glad that he sent him there. I'm glad that he sent him because actually he should have made it. I don't know exactly where he stumbled. I don't know at which point he stumbled, but Trammell is fast. Trammell is really fast. The only reason he got caught is because he stumbled. It wasn't because the third base coach this time. Okay, this time. Usually it is Paris Chica, the third base coach. I would imagine that he sent him because Trammell is fast and he thought he had time. But if he stumbled between third and home, then it makes sense why he got caught. No, Sherry, it wasn't the third base coach. It was just Trammell stumbling a little bit. But I will say that typically, I think most Astros fans are aware that Paris Chica makes some bad decisions at third base when he's telling them to hold up or go. You sure? I'm gonna put you in timeout for 10 seconds. They're chatting with Joe Espada about Altuve's home run. They're wanting to know how does he put the crowd out of his mind here in New York and do stuff like that. And he said, I don't know, only he knows. That's funny. Hunter Brown is on the mound. First pitch is on the way. 95 on the inside, strike 1. He's facing Ben Rice. Yeah, Mr. Page, I can't blame you because that's normally the case. Or maybe too often the case. I'll put it that way. It's too often the case. 1 ball, 1 strike with that delivery. Ben Rice at the plate, leadoff batter. Aaron Judge on deck, I believe. Yes, he is. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss, 88, right below the zone. Good change up there. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Here comes a 1-2. Nice curve ball. Devon makes a better throw on that ground ball to first base, 1 away. Judge comes to the plate with bases empty. That's right, Sherry. Work them edges. Work them edges. 106 degrees in Tucson. Yeah, that's nice and cool, old dog. It is. The weather has been so nice from last night until today. First pitch to Judge on the way. 97 on the inside, strike 1. Good toss on that fastball by Hunter Brown. He grounded out his last at bat. 0 for 1 against Hunter Brown. Speaking of 0 and 1, here is the 0 and 1 pitch. Here's the delivery for Mr. Brown. Line drive foul to the right side. 96 mile an hour fastball. 0 and 2 is the count. Is it judgment time for Judge? 0 and 2. Yeah, old dog. I was born in Shreveport, but then right after that, when I was still in swaddling clothes, I was taken straight to Houston, my mom's hometown. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss, 98. Tommy Likey, Tommy Watts swingy, and Aaron Judge. Oh, yeah, that's right. Hunter Brown with the high fastball. He owns you today, buddy. 0-2. Look at that. Couldn't get it. Number 99 couldn't get the 98. First pitch in the bottom of the zone for strike one to Cody Bellinger. Tommy Likey. Tommy wants swingy. Here's the pitch. Another strike right in there. Bellinger takes two pitches in a row, and he's shaking his head. Shaking his head at that call, but it was in there. Oh, 0-2 is the count. Here comes the pitch. Curveball low below the zone, but fouled away. Barely gets a piece of it. I want to mention something that I saw last night, but I'm going to wait for the break. It's not relevant to what's going on right now, but I want to tell somebody about it. And you guys and gals, I think you can appreciate it. Here's the pitch. Fouled off again by Bellinger. Count remains 0-2. Did any of you see the new Jurassic World movie? I'm not really a fan of the franchise. They are not deep in any way whatsoever, and of course they have just become all about visual spectacle and tense moments, right? Here comes the next pitch, the 0-2 in the dirt, 1-2. But anyway, I went shopping in Hiroshima City at Costco, and I had the opportunity to catch the late movie and watch it at a massive discount in IMAX. So I thought, what the hey, why not? I haven't seen a movie in a while. Here's the pitch. Low again, 2 balls and 2 strikes. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs here in the bottom of the fourth. Cody Bellinger batting against Hunter Brown. Hunter Brown up to 59 pitches with this next toss. Here comes the 2-2 pitch. Right in there and hit to left field. And that's going to be caught by Sanchez. Hunter Brown looked a little disappointed on that hit, but when he turned around and he saw that Sanchez was there, I'm sure that brought a smile to his face, a little sigh of relief. 3 up and 3 down again. Astros 2-0 in New York. Game 1 against the Stankies. Go freaking Stros. Go Stros. Anyway, if any of you have seen the new Jurassic World movie, please let me know, because I knew that that movie was going to be bad from the very start. I kid you not. I don't want to spoil it for you, but something happens in the beginning to cause a malfunction in the facility, and then it causes a complete system reset. This isn't really spoiling the movie, because it's something that happened supposedly like 17 years before, and they use it to kind of set up the condition of that facility. But the malfunction causes a complete reset of everything, and this mutated dinosaur gets out. And but the thing that causes the malfunction is a child can come up with a better excuse, a better reason for the malfunction than that. It was ridiculous. Brendan, do you remember the part I'm talking about? It was so stupid. And I really wanted to get up. I swear I wanted to get up and walk out of the theater as soon as I saw it. I'll be right back. I'm going to put on some more hot water. Go Stros! Jesus Sanchez at the plate with a 1-1 count. 1-1 count before I can get back to the screen, and that is ball 2. And look at him smiling and having a good time at the plate. Big old smile. Here comes the 2-1 pitch. Swing and a miss on the inside, 88 miles an hour. How many MLB players do you know that can get up there and when they get a nice pitch in there and take a strike, or they swing and miss and get a strike, they smile about it and laugh and nod, and they're like, hey, that was pretty good. How many players are like that? I like Sanchez's attitude. I think he's going to fit in really well with the Astros. He has so far. 2-2, fouls it off. Another pitch, 98 miles an hour on the inside. Every time they say the Alzheimer's game, it sounds like they're saying Alzheimer's, Alzheimer's. Here comes a pitch. 98, fouls it off again. This is what I'm talking about. They get the 2 strikes and then just start fouling it off. Really making Schlittler work. Making him work for it. Sherry, have a good one. Thanks for stopping in. Thanks for being here. Here's a pitch. Fouled off again. Yeah. 98 miles an hour. The count is 2-2 against Jesus Sanchez. 104 people following the live stream. Please like the live stream if you have not done so already. We're 4 away from 70. The 2-2 pitch just a little inside. Good take. That was a good call by the umpire, too. 2 inches. Look how close this was. Just a couple inches off the plate. A little dangerous to take, but the umpire was spot on. Here's the full count. Ripped down the first baseline. The first baseman gets it and takes it over himself. That was a nice rip, but right at the first baseman. Nice little battle there. And that brings up Altuve. They haven't announced him yet. I don't hear the boos. Yeah, here they come. Here come the boos. As soon as you hear Jose Altuve. 2-run homer on his first at bat, first swing, first pitch. Here comes the first pitch now. He rips it down the line, and that's another base hit on the very first hit. He's going to go for 2 easily. Altuve's going to be in there with a double. There's no throw. Altuve continuing to own the Yankees in their home stadium. Good camera work there. Let's block Altuve completely. Boom, baby. First pitch again, right down the line. Why are they not playing him on the line? Foolish third baseman. Look how far away from the line he was. How foolish is that? Don't you know who's at the plate? Good grief. Altuve at second base with 1 out. And Carlos Correa at the plate. Now it's time for the Correa homer. Now's the perfect time with Altuve on. Here's a pitch. That's hit really hard, but foul. Is it going to be playable? The catcher is back, and it's out of play, thankfully. Strike 1. Old Dog says Brown has a 1-hitter going in the 5th inning. Yeah, that's great, isn't it? That's freaking awesome. He started off a little rough with that long first inning, right? But after that, his pitch count has been going down. It's been nice. Mr. Page, you're right. I should get some coffee break music, maybe with some organs, you know. Some organ music. Here's the pitch to Correa. Ripped foul, man. Correa spanked that one, but it was foul. Man, that's another thing that Correa is good at, is getting those opposite field hits. But he puts a little bit more juice on it than the average bear. 0-2 is the count, with Altuve on second base, 1 away. Schlittler running out of time on the pitch clock. He decides to step off. He walks towards second as if he's going to walk over and try to tag Altuve, but There's now somebody warming up in the bullpen for the Yanks. Here's the pitch. Low and outside in the dirt. 1 ball, 2 strikes. I think the coffee break music should sound kind of like the break music that they put in Monty Python and the Holy Grail. Something like that would be just perfect. Here comes the 1-2 pitch to Correa. Taken high, 99 miles an hour, way up out of the zone. The count is now even. Top of the 5th, guys. Astros up 2-0. Let's go. Let's go. I wonder if I'm over 900 subs yet. If you have not subscribed to the channel, I think I haven't said that this whole game, but if you haven't subscribed to the channel and you like the Astros, not only should you subscribe, blah, 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 say that 10 times fast, you should also share with your family, your friends, even your enemies, anybody who likes the Astros. Here comes a pitch. This is grounded to the shortstop. He looks at third, but there's no play there, so he gets Correa at first base. Altuve gets over to third. 2 away. 2 away with Tuve 90 feet away from scoring. Correa heads back to the dugout, and Christian Walker comes to the plate. Now's the time for a base hit. We don't need much, Walker. A little tapper, a little line driver, a big homer, a single, a double, a triple. Take your pick. It's up to you. Here comes the pitch. Ooh, fouls off the first one. 98 miles an hour up and in. Ballpark organ music for break time. The first thing that came to my mind, though, was that that they play in the Monty Python and the Holy Grail movie. Ah, Walker, 98 miles an hour on the half check swing. 0-2. Apple TV says that Christian Walker now has a 15% chance of getting an RBI. His strikeout chance is probably 45%. It doesn't say on the screen, but that's kind of what it said last time. Come on, let's go with the RBI. Here comes 0-2 pitch from Schlittler. 99 fouled off at the top of the zone. Guns N' Roses. That's a funny suggestion, but actually I don't play any copyrighted music on my channel. Any music you hear on my channel so far actually has been created by myself. I don't use anything that belongs to anyone else. Here's the pitch. High and outside. 1 ball and 2 strikes. 30 balls and 64 strikes thrown by Schlittler. He's up to 94 pitches. Very quietly getting close to 100. Here's the pitch. Outside by about a foot. 2-2. I'll tell you what, they are squeezing the juice out of Schlittler. Both the Astros and the Yankees coaches are squeezing the juice out of him, right? Getting every ounce they can. Here's the pitch. 97 fouled off. Man, is he going to be able to even get through this at bat? Walker keeps fouling him off. 2 balls and 2 strikes. 97 pitches with this next toss. Here comes the pitch, the 2-2. Right in the zone, 99 miles an hour, hit to center field, all the way out to the wall. It could be. No, it's at the track. It's caught at the track. Christian Walker gave it a ride to right center field, right at the warning track. If he had pulled that ball, it would have been gone. But there was just too much field out there in right center. And it's caught by the center fielder. Altuve is stranded at third base. How can you strand Altuve? That is a sin. That is the 8th deadly sin. Thou shalt not strand Jose Altuve on third base. This is law. This is canon. This is God's own canon law. I mean, I don't have a Bible handy here at the desk, but I'm pretty sure that if you look that up, that's canon, right? Thou shalt not strand Jose Altuve at third base. This is a mortal sin.
Chained, untethered, the soles of my feet barely touching the ground. Gravity's become cloudy now. Nothing is holding me back anymore. In truth, only one thing would. Always was and is and always be. My choice alone that ever could. For what I choose to surround will either free or bound. And the choice for either one is within me found.
By the way,
Here I stand now.
I wrote these lyrics to this song too.
And ready to leave the world. I'm unrestrained, unfettered. The tip of my toes only skimming the ground.
Okay. Is that better? Is it better coffee music? Coffee break music? All right. Hunter Brown is back on the mound. That first pitch is a little outside for ball one. Chisholm, I'll get it right, is at the plate. That pitch is in there, 98 miles an hour. Hunter Brown still throwing steam. 1 ball, 1 strike. You know, they do have some lovely ladies doing the interviews and the field reporting and stuff, so that's nice. I know that there's a disproportionate number of men who watch and participate in sports. Of course, there are a lot of women who are fans of sports, but guys love sports so much more than women generally do. It's nice to see them involved. This is a tapper to Doobie, who scoops it over to Walker. Good play there, Doobie. Nice underhanded toss, gets the out. Number 1. 1 away in the inning. You know, that's another thing that I can tell you about here in Japan, especially locally here in Hiroshima. The local people are really big fans, real big fans of their local baseball team. And the women are some of the biggest fans, actually. They're often really big fans, but it's not just the game so much that they're really into. It's the activities and the things that they do at the games. That's the main thing that the women like. You know, they get really dressed up. They wear a lot of cool stuff, makeup and all sorts of things, and they take a lot of things to make noise and make music and sing songs and all that. It's pretty interesting. Second pitch to Jason Dominguez is fouled off for strike 1. The count is now 1-1. I missed the first pitch ball while I was making my coffee and telling my little story. Or my little bit of info about fans here in Hiroshima. I think I can pause the music there. There we go. It was still going in the background. I just paused it. Fouled off again. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Is the count to the leadoff batter. I'm sorry, the second batter, not the leadoff batter. What am I thinking? Dominguez. Strike 3, 97 miles an hour on the outside. Hunter Brown brings the heat again, gets another K. 2 away. Look at that, 97 up and out. And he couldn't handle it. Tommy Likey. Tommy wants swingy. Well, Hunter Brown gives it to you. Here's the next pitch. 96 up and in. Ball 1 to Anthony Volpe. Nobody on, 2 outs. Man, that brisket looks good at the stadium. This is hit down the right side. Hunter Brown grabs it, goes to first. No problem. Good, easy play on a tapper down the first baseline. Hunter Brown doing it defensively through pitching and through fielding. Man, that looks good, doesn't it? Ooh, that looks good. Let's take a look at Hunter Brown's stats here. Let's go back to the ESPN page. Let me go ahead and refresh that just to make sure we got the up-to-date stats. As we go down here, let's compare the two pitchers. Schlittler's day is obviously over. He's at 97 pitches. I don't believe they're going to have him in the game. They already had another person warming up in the bullpen. I can't imagine he'll be back in after completing 5 innings. I mean, he didn't do bad. He gave up 7 hits, 2 runs, and that 2 runs just Altuve's 2-run shot in the first. Other than that, he's been able to keep the Astros off home plate. You know, only 3 strikeouts and 1 ball, but the Astros have grounded out and flown out a lot, and they've left some guys on base. So he's done his job. Hunter Brown, 5 innings, 1 hit given up. It's a 1-hitter. No runs, no walks, 5 strikeouts, 69 pitches. Now this bodes well. If Hunter Brown keeps pitching like this, he could go through at least 2 more innings, guys. Can you imagine that? Hunter Brown finishing 7 innings in New York? How awesome would that be? Stranger things have happened. You could say Hunter Brown is back. If he goes 7 innings with a 1-hitter or at least a shutout, how awesome would that be? Get Abreu up in the 8th and Hader in the 9th. But the Astros do need to put some more runs on the board, and they should have already, unfortunately. But it's all good. Time to put the hot water in the thermos so I don't have to keep reheating it. There we go. Man, they are advertising that Jason Momoa TV show like crazy. Chief of War. All right. New pitcher on the mound. Yainer Diaz at the plate. Oh, yeah, Brendan, sorry about that. I don't know how that happened. I don't know how I hit that button. Yeah, you're right. You guys are right. I don't know. I really don't know how that happened. I must have accidentally hit a hotkey. Here comes the next pitch to Diaz. That'd be strike. Or ball 1 and strike 1, rather. 1-1. I'm showing too much. Oh my gosh, let me put my clothes back on. let me button my top button. I'm sorry about that. Don't want to scare the kids. 2 balls and 1 strike to Yainer Diaz. Leadoff batter for the Astros in this inning. De Los Santos on the mound for the Stanks. Hey, Yainer gets a hit through the left side. He hits it to, was that Volpe? Couldn't handle it. A rocket to the shortstop, looks like. Volpe. He couldn't handle it. We've got a leadoff runner on first. They're showing a highlight now of Schwarber's home run. The Tram at the plate goes after that first pitch, 96 miles an hour, fouls it off. Old Dog says you need heroic background when the Stros are at bat. Yeah, I can kind of work on those things. It takes a little time. That's a wild pitch on the no, I'm sorry, a pass ball. 89 miles an hour on the inside. The catcher's not able to grab it. Diaz strolls to second base, no problem. Now we have a runner in scoring position. Tram actually showed bunt there. Must have messed up the catcher. He wasn't expecting that. Wasn't able to catch it. The catcher wasn't able to catch. You know, the catcher wasn't able to catch Mary. There's the pitch. Ball 2. Trammell shows bunt again. Pulls back at the last moment. They challenge it at third base, but they say he did not go. So 2-1. Here's the pitch. Hit high in the air on the infield. That's going to be, well, unless he makes an error. Woo, he barely puts it away. I was waiting for him to drop it. He had some trouble with it. One away. The Tram goes back into the station for now. Doobie-Doo comes to the plate with a single, an opposite field single. It's not going to take too much to move in Diaz. You know, Yainer Diaz is not a slow guy. For a catcher, he's really fast. For a player, just a regular player, he's decent speed. He's not slow. First pitch is in there for strike one. 0-1 is the count. It's interesting, Old Dog, that Pena and Walker are the hitless guys, isn't it? Here's the pitch. Wow, Doobie does a little leg kick there, but he didn't stay in. You got to stay in there. Don't pull out. I wish they'd show the replay there. I want to see him. He just pulled out of the box. You got to stay in there. No balls and 2 strikes. He bounces this down to the third base side, and they go to first base for out number 2. Yainer remains at second base. So we have Yainer on second base with no outs, and now we have 2 outs. Don't ruin this opportunity. Cam Smith, bring him around. Crank it up. Here's the pitch. 87, not 97. The bottom of the zone, strike 1. Yeah, Michael, I just think it's funny. I'm just waiting for the Yankees to do those errors, you know. Wow. Rocketed up the middle and somehow luckily caught by the pitcher. He just threw his glove down there, and it bounced right in. He didn't even look at it. It just bounced right in. One hopper, and he's out at first base. Cam Smith rockets it up the middle. The pitcher throws his glove down there, doesn't even look at it. Luckily, it goes right in, and he throws Cam Smith out at first base for the 3rd out of the inning. So the Astros strand another runner in scoring position. 2 innings in a row. Altuve on third base. And now Yainer Diaz at second base. Can't be doing that. But so far, we got 2 heroes of the game. Hunter Brown on the mound on defense, and Jose Altuve in the DH spot on offense. These are our players of the game at the moment. Because without them, we are not 2-0 like we are right now. All right. Okay, my coffee is ready. Heck yes. Nice hot cup of Joe. Do any of you remember, was it Liquid Television that they used to have on MTV? And they had this show on. I can't remember which one it was. I can't remember if it was Crazy Daisy Ed That might have been what it was. But there was a scene where they had a classroom of ESL students, a bunch of people learning English, and the teacher wanted them. He asked them a question, basically, how do you ask for coffee in English? And one of the students raised his hand, and he said, "Yo," like, you speak. The teacher was very chill, and he said, "Yo," and the student said, "Please, sir, may I have a cup of coffee?" And he goes, "No, man, you got it all wrong. It's like this. Lay some Java on me." That was good stuff. 95 miles an hour, just a little high and inside. Ball one. Hunter Brown is back on the mound. Bottom of the sixth. Here's the 1-0 pitch. A little outside, 96. Hunter Brown has just missed the zone by 2 inches on 2 pitches in a row. 2-0. 69 pitch count. You'll say 69. Here's the 2-0 pitch. Fouled at the plate, 2-1. Yeah, I think so, Fred. I think that he hit it hard enough to where it would have been through. It would have been a hit. I think you're right about the Cam Smith hit up the middle. Here's the pitch. High, 3-1. 96 miles an hour, missing the mark. Kind of makes me wonder right now. But I don't know. 2 of these pitches were really close. I wouldn't say that Hunter Brown has lost his control yet. That pitch was no good. Here comes a 3-1. There we go. 86 miles an hour on the changeup. Swinging a foul tip. Miss into the glove of Diaz. Full count. I 64 miles an hour. I don't know what you're talking about. Foul ball. Count remains 3-2. Jay, what are you talking about? 64 miles per hour? What are you talking about? You're not talking about that hit. I don't know about that. Here's the pitch. Ooh, just a little low. Ball 4. Once again, Hunter Brown misses the zone by about 2 inches. So the first ball, he missed it up and in. Second one, he missed outside. And that one he misses low, but all 2 inches from the zone. Leadoff runner is on. And the tying runner comes to the plate. Here comes a pitch. Austin Wells at the plate takes strike 1. 1 runner on, no outs. 1 strike, no balls. Old Dog reminds me of the lingo in the movie Airplane. Ah, man, I love that movie. Here's a pitch. 89 in the bottom of the zone. Should have been called a strike. The umpire lays off. That should have been strike 2. That's actually a rare miss by the umpire. The umpire has been pretty good this game, but man, that one questionable. 1-1 is the count. Diaz is going to seize the opportunity. This is good. This is a good move. Isn't that interesting? Correa kind of initiated that, I think. It looks like Correa came over to initiate that. How about that? And then Diaz walked out. Showing some leadership there. It's funny because as soon as I saw Diaz come out, I thought, that's a good decision right now. Go ahead and come out now before anything gets out of hand. You got 1 runner on with no outs, 1-1. You've had several close calls. You just want to calm it down. But then I realized it looked like it was initiated by Correa. That's what it looked like. Here comes a 1-1 pitch to Austin Wells. Fouled off, 97 miles an hour. Good toss. 1-2. Yeah, Michael, it was in there. And I think that's one of the reasons why they wanted to slow it down and talk to Brown. Just say, hey, listen, you're all good. Everything is looking good, you know. Don't let that bother you. 97 fouled off to the outside. Count remains 1-2. Yeah, Michael, I get you about the infield fly rule. I just don't like the infield fly rule. I think it's silly and pointless. They should just completely get away, just do away with the infield fly rule, my opinion. That ball was outside and in the dirt. 2-2 is the count. Wells at the plate with a runner on first and no outs. Michael, too late. I already sent that to your wife. Fouled off. That's the main thing I do for my live stream. Actually, it has nothing to do with liking the Astros or running the live stream or building a community. It has nothing to do with any of those things. I just want to screenshot all of these chats and ruin people's lives by ousting them or outing them to their family members. 85 grounded down the first base side, and that's going to be all the way out to right field. It might score a run. Yep. Cam Smith has a little trouble getting to the ball, and they held up the runner at third. It seems like he could have scored, but they held him up. We got lucky there. The ball came off the wall at an awkward angle. Cam Smith didn't get to it quickly, but they held him up. This ball went right down the first baseline. Just right past. Walker had an opportunity to get it and just misplayed it. Went right under his glove there. Or right to the side of his glove. Just couldn't quite get there. Couldn't quite get there. Second hit of the game off of Hunter Brown. And now Josh Miller is going to come out to the mound and have a little chit-chat with Brown and the infield staff. Interestingly enough, Bennett Sousa is warming up in the bullpen right now, getting stretched. No, Texas Dave, they didn't score, believe it or not. I thought for sure that they would. If they had waved him in, they would have scored. But they held him up. I guess they couldn't have guessed that the ball was going to bounce off the wall so weirdly. They don't know their own park, I guess. Yeah, that's right, old dog. And this is where it kind of matters because this is the second hit of the game against Brown, and that was the first walk. Runners on second and third with no outs. Top of the batting order is up. This is where we really need to shut it down. Trent Grisham at the plate. Here's the pitch. Fouled off, 96 miles an hour. Strike one. We've got Grisham, Rice on deck, and Aaron Judge in the hole. Yeah, this is a bit of a jam. That's right. This is an old-timey jam. Hi. Ball one. 1-1 is the count. So now Brown is up to 85 pitches. Unless he gets out of this somehow super quick, he might not be back out at all. If he makes it through this inning, he likely will not be in for the seventh. This is hit high in left field. Sanchez is underneath it. Are they going to tag? They will not. They will not be able to tag. It's just a fake. He quickly brings it in. Out number one. Good out. Good needed first out. Yeah, it's not a bad pitch count, but he's going to have to get these two outs, these last two outs super quick if he's going to have a chance to get through this inning and get to the seventh. They might not even bring him out in the seventh, even if he gets through this. It just depends on how it goes. We'll see. Ben Rice at the plate. Here's the pitch. This is hit hard to right field. It's going to be down for a hit. They'll score at least one run. Cam Smith is able to bring it in quickly, so runners at the corners. 2-1, Astros up by 1 right now. Very first pitch by the lefty. Third hit of the game and the first RBI against Hunter Brown. There goes his shutout. A high fastball. Yeah, old dog, you're right. A double play right here will be nice. Get him out of the inning. Runners on the corners with 1 out. Aaron Judge at the plate. Here's the first pitch. 93 low and outside. A little check swing there, but ball 1. Judge could ground into a double play. He's already grounded out once today. 1 ground out, 1 strikeout. Here comes the 1-0 pitch. He hits this one to center field, and that's going to be down, and the game is tied. Single to center field. Rice going for third base, and the throw is too late. 2-2. The game is tied up. And that is another hit off of Hunter Brown. Might be it for Brown. So that first walk just missed too much to get that first runner on and get this inning started for the Yankees. And after that, they started getting these little hits. Just poking them through, poking them over. 2-2. Astros no longer leading. And Hunter Brown is going to be out. They take him out of the game. That's it for Brown. He doesn't make it through the 6th. He was doing so good. It's interesting how Correa saw the cracks starting to form early, and he tried to slow it down. He did what he could. But Brown, he was done. He was obviously done. He lost the movement on his stuff. If they're hitting his high fastball like that, they're hitting his high fastball that hard, they're darn lucky that Judge didn't go deep. It was just a single. Could have been a 3-run homer. Astros could be down by 2 runs right now. We have runners on the corners with 1 away, and there's a short break as they get another pitcher in. Now I'm kind of wondering, are they actually going to bring in Sousa in this situation? Are they really going to do that? They might have to. Yeah, Mr. Page, it's kind of ridiculous, right? Just so difficult, getting to that 10th win. 108 people following along on the live stream. Thank you for being here. Thank you for supporting the channel. Just by listening in, you're helping me out. The longer the watch time, the better it is for exposure to the channel. I see we have 77 likes. We're just 3 away on the live stream from 80. If you will click the like button, I would very much appreciate it. Maybe by the end of this game, we'll be over 100 likes on this particular live stream. It's 2-2 right now. Hunter Brown is now out of the game. He pitched wonderful for 5 innings and started to break down a little bit in this inning. Sousa is indeed on the mound. Do I have Sousa's picture? Yes, I do. Boom, there we go. Here's the next pitch. This is hit to left field and foul. Cody Bellinger at the plate. 0-2 is the count. Runners on first and second. Yeah, Crispy, we absolutely need to do a better job of moving our men in, especially when they're in scoring position. There we go. Bellinger strikes out. How about that? A 3-pitch strikeout by Sousa as soon as he comes in. The off-speed pitch in the dirt completely fooled him. He was looking for something fast, and he didn't get it. Look at this. Made him look very amateur there. 2 outs. Jazz Chisholm at the plate. Yeah, we're really close. Really close to 900 subscribers. Here's the first pitch. This is hit high in the air. Should be playable. Cam Smith comes in and puts it away on the run. There we go. Bennett Sousa comes in and with 4 pitches ends the inning. A strikeout and a fly out. The Yankees strand runners on the corners. Luckily, the game is only tied. But so far, the Astros' only runs have come as a result of Altuve's home run and Sanchez's single. If not for these two guys getting on base, or rather, if not for these two guys getting their hits, the Astros wouldn't have any runs on the board after that first inning, which looked so great. I mean, that's actually something we've seen many times, though, right? The Astros, whenever they do jump on the board in the first inning, they often just kind of shut down after that and just start stranding runners and not getting too many hits. It seemed early on, because they kept putting the bat on the ball, that they were really going to give Schlittler a hard time. And in a way they did, because they made him pitch a lot of pitches. They really did. But they weren't turning it into runs. They were just turning it into busy work for Schlittler and a little bit of base traffic, but never bringing anybody in, never really threatening too much. Just making him throw a lot of pitches and spreading the ball around the field. Brendan, what did you miss? You missed Hunter Brown finally losing it. He walked a runner. He gave up a few hits, gave up a couple of runs. He only got 1 out. And then Sousa came in and shut it down, got the next 2 batters. But 2 earned runs for Hunter Brown. Yeah, Mike could get to 900 subs, Mr. Page. It depends on the listeners. It depends on how much they like the Astros. If they are Astros fans, then I would imagine that they will subscribe to the channel, and that's much appreciated. But otherwise, we'll see. It's funny how when the Astros are doing really well, I get more subscriptions, and whenever they're not doing so well, people tend to not care too much. But how well the Astros do has nothing to do with me. If you're an Astros fan, I think you should subscribe. Jeremy Pena at the plate looking for his first hit today. He takes that pitch for a ball. Come on, Pena. De Los Santos on the mound still for the Yankees. Pena grounds that one to the left side. It's going to be a difficult play, but he's able to make the throw and beat Pena. The third baseman and the shortstop both ran over to get it. The shortstop grabs it, fires it over to first, and is able to beat Pena by a mile. Was Pena just not booking it down the line? I feel like that should have been a lot closer than what it was. Was Pena just not running full speed? I don't know. Sanchez at the plate takes the first pitch for strike 1. 1 away, nobody on. See, there you go, Brendan. You're not supposed to talk on the phone. Not during an Astros game. 0-1. Got a right-hander going in the bullpen. Here comes the 0-1 pitch to Mr. Sanchez. He rips that one to right field all the way out. Whoa, that was a home run ball and about 10 feet to right of the pole. Holy cow, he ripped that one. It was gone in just a couple of seconds. Line drive, home run distance ball about 10 or 12 feet to the right of the pole. Man. 0-2 is the count. Here comes the toss, way up and high. Up and high, right. Up and outside. Up and high, you know. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Here comes the next toss. Fouls that one off. Count remains 1-2. Excuse me. Yeah, Crispy. I mean, Altuve is highly talented, but you're right. He's the oldest. That's high. 2 balls and 2 strikes to Sanchez. He's the oldest player. He's the smallest in the entire MLB, and he's leading the team. Not only in this game, but overall, he's the team leader. He's the leader in home runs. Here's the pitch, the 2-2. Sanchez fouls it off again. I want to see another one of those home run rips. Let's retake this lead, guys. 1 out here in the top of the 7th. This is the Astros inning. Let's go. The 2-2 pitch from De Los Santos on the way to Sanchez. 95 on the outside edge. Swing and a miss. Out number 2. Sanchez goes down. It was a nice hack, but he couldn't get the bat on it. No fouling off nonsense this time. Altuve back at the plate. He's got a double and a homer today. He goes after the first pitch again. Both of his hits today have come off the first pitch. He fouls that one off. We're strike 1. Got around too early on it. 20 home runs. 2 for 3 today with an 812 OPS, 61 RBIs, and a 283 batting average. Here comes the pitch. Low and outside. Good take. 1-1 to Altuve. Yeah, we're definitely missing Yordan, but you know what? Pena hasn't shown up today. Sanchez is 1 for 4. Walker hasn't contributed. Ball 2. 2-1 to Altuve. If we take a look at the at-bats today, you can see who's been hitting and who hasn't, right? Walker's 0 for 3. Pena's 0 for 3. These are very important numbers. Ball 3 outside. Good eye by Altuve. That's right. Go Astros. Go Altuve. 88 miles an hour on the inside, just barely clips the edge. That was a good take by Altuve, though. On that 3-1, it looked a little too far inside, but it's okay. Full count. The crowd gives those scared. Look at him. He looks scared. He's clapping. He's wanting something to happen, but you know he's scared. Outside, ball 4. Hey, look at him. He's like, "What are you doing? What are you doing? What are you thinking about? That was a ball 4. What are you doing?" Or something like that. Could have gone either way, but the umpire says, no, that's a little too far out for the little guy. Altuve gets a walk. We got a runner on with 1 out. And these commentators are once again on the side of the Yankees. One of the commentators literally just said, "I don't know. We need that one. I need that one." That's what he said. I need that one. If that's me, I need that one. But whenever they actually showed the zone and they showed the ball in the zone, it didn't actually touch the zone. It didn't actually touch the edge of the zone. So it was clearly a ball, not by much, but it was a ball. And the commentator literally said, "I need that one." Yeah, of course you need that one. You probably got money on the Yankees. You hoser. That's the nicest insult that I can think of. Just to call him a hoser. I'm sorry to call you this, but you're a hoser. You know? Go have a beer or something. Smoke a little weed. Oh, that reminds me of the old SNL sketch. Was it Rob Schneider? Is that the guy's name? He had the shop with all of these like trinkets and things, almost like a thrift shop. And people would come in and look at it, and everything was for holding weed. He'd say, "You keep your weed in there." "Hey, this is a nice looking mug. You know, where's this Oh, it comes from Germany." "Oh, yeah. What was it for? Like beer?" "Oh, no. You keep your weed in there." You guys remember that? Everything that he had in the store, it was basically for holding his weed. All right. If you're wondering what's going on, there's a pitching change. We're on a commercial break. The Yankees are not going to pitch to Correa with their current pitcher. They're bringing in somebody else. Yeah, absolutely. That's what they do, Brendan. The game is just tied. That's all. The game is just tied, and it took them so many innings just to get 2 hits. But now all of a sudden they're awesome, right? Correa is at the plate. First pitch is on the way. Altuve stealing second base. He's going to be in there. He's safe. Altuve with a stolen base once again. Altuve doing everything. He calls a timeout and walks around and stretches a little bit. Barely in there. Man, Altuve got nailed that tag. Chisholm hit Altuve right between the legs with that tag. That wasn't very nice. He had to take a little break there for a second. Yeah, he's still kind of feeling that. Second ball to Correa. It's 2-0 with 2 outs. Altuve on second. Come on, Correa. You can do it, maybe. Shut this crowd up. Here's the pitch. Outside. Ball 3. 98 miles an hour. Way outside. The new pitcher on the mound is Duvall. Apple TV is only giving Correa a 7% chance RBI probability. The 3-0 pitch from Duvall on the way. Whoa, almost hit him. 98 miles an hour, way inside. He barely got out of the way, and that'll be a 4-pitch walk. The reliever comes in and delivers 4 straight balls, nothing competitive, to Carlos Correa. Next batter is Christian Walker. This is Christian Walker's opportunity to do something big, guys. He's got runners on first and second in Yankee Stadium with 2 outs in the 7th inning. 2 on with 2 outs. Walker usually does pretty good in these ballparks like this, in this venue. I think he can do it. 88 miles an hour inside and low, swing and a miss. Strike 1. I don't think Walker is really bothered too much by these big venues and these big moments. I think they actually improve him a little bit. Let's see if he can step up right here and show that. Here's the 0-1 pitch. Little tapper. Fouled at the plate. 0-2. It doesn't get much more difficult than this. 2-2. This game in the 7th inning. 2 runs for the Astros. 2 runs for the Stankies. 2 strikes. 2 runners on. 2 outs. Here comes the pitch from the ball. 89 miles an hour on the outside lower edge. Strike 3. Walker strikes out again. Walker strikes out again. Christian Walker, nothing but disappointment in this game. This goes back to what I said the other day when I was talking about the analysis, the data analysis. Just because of the type of batters Walker and Diaz have been historically this season. Okay, we're talking about just this season. The data analysis says that out of all of the hitters on the Astros lineup, Christian Walker and Yainer Diaz are the biggest chances of rally killers. The main reason that Walker is considered a rally killer is because of his high strikeout rate. If not for the high strikeout rate, he wouldn't be on that list at all. But because of his high strikeout rate, he often can kill a potential rally. And here we see it again. Runners on first and second in the 7th inning, and he strikes out. Yainer Diaz also often chases. Now, he has improved a lot recently. He has been playing so much better recently, so you have to give him that. I have no complaints about Yainer Diaz's recent performance. However, once again, when we go back and we look at the statistics for the year, the way they've been playing, these are the two main players that are considered rally killers on the team. Absolutely right, Crispy. It's almost like automatic. Yep, that's right. Altuve is doing his best. Not only is Altuve driving in the only runs of the game, but he's also stealing bases. He's getting doubles. He's getting himself on base. Altuve with doing everything he can, getting walks, doubles, home runs, stolen bases. I mean, Altuve is doing what I expected him to do, which is why I'm wearing my Altuve shirt for this game and for this series, is because he owns this park. He owns it, and that's what he's been doing. But where are the rest of the Astros bats? I'll feel sadder for Altuve than for the whole team if they can't pull this out. No, they can. They can, but that's probably Altuve's last at bat unless they have a rally. Unless they start scoring a lot of runs starting in the 8th inning. That's likely Altuve's last at bat. If we score a few runs or load up the bases or something, we'll maybe have another opportunity to get Altuve to the plate, but we'll see. I've got some really funny ideas for the coffee music later on a lighter note. I've been thinking about it. Yeah, Crispy. Well, Crispy, what I'm telling you is not even my opinion. What I'm saying is just factual data. It's factual data. That's why sometimes when I say that stuff, I give the data, and something happens in the game that goes against the data. Some people in the live chat will see, "What were you saying?" It like they're getting me or something, or it's an aha moment or a gotcha. But that's ridiculous because I'm not stating it as my opinion. I'm just giving statistical facts. And this is an example of a statistical fact that Christian Walker and Yainer Diaz this year are the two #1 rally killers on the lineup, or in the Astros lineup. Just a fact. Statistically speaking, it's a fact. Bennett Sousa still in the game. There's a pinch hitter in the game for the Stanks. That ball's in the dirt, but a swing and a miss or a foul tip. Strike one. Ahmed Rosario is at the plate. Bennett Sousa still on the mound. Here's the 0-1 pitch. He fouls it off at the plate for strike two. That gives Sousa some options. Yeah, what a game indeed. What a game indeed. Like the live stream, we're at 88. We're just a dozen away from getting to 100. Thank you so much. And probably just a couple away from getting 900 subs. This is hit high into center field, but should be playable, and it is. The Tram takes it. One away. 3 pitches, 1 out. Volpe comes to the plate. First pitch, just a little outside, 95 miles an hour, ball 1. Volpe 0 for 2 today with a strikeout and a ground out. Let's make it 0 for 3. Here comes the nausea cam. Strike 2 in the swing. I'm sorry, strike 1. 1-1 is the count. My bad. See, that's how bad that camera is. It makes me so nauseous I can't even remember the count. It is 10:30 a.m. here. Can't wait to get myself some brunch. Here's the pitch. Grounded to third. Craig grabs it, fires over to first. Good, solid throw. Fundamentals, baby. Fundamentals. Good job. You are number 1, Correa. 2 away. Brian Abreu out in the bullpen, starting to get loose. This guy looks like Stour from the Marlins. He's also a lefty. Ryan McMahon at the plate. 2 outs, nobody on. 86 low and inside. Strike 1. Nice toss. Crispy, I'm with you, and that's a good attitude. Even if the Astros give up. I mean, let's enjoy Altuve while we can. It's sad if we don't see the team rally around and get him to the World Series again. And it's sad if he doesn't get his 10th All-Star. That's strike 2, by the way. 0-2 is the count to McMahon with 2 outs, nobody on. Sousa coming in with the third pitch. Ooh, that was not a bad changeup there. He doesn't go after it. 1 ball and 2 strikes. But at the very least, we should be able to, as fans, appreciate what we're able to see with Altuve right now. Think about how hard he's working his butt off even right now. Here's the pitch. In the dirt. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Sousa and Hader are actually in the top 5 for whiff rate percentage. Here's the pitch. 84 too far inside. We have ourselves a full count pitch. Here comes the 3-2. Nice in the bottom of the zone. He thought he was going to get himself a walk. He went to toss his bat, and the umpire rung him up. There we go. Strike 3. Sousa 3 up and 3 down in the bottom of the 7th. Nothing doing. Sousa has been nothing but lights out since he came in. He got the last 2 outs for the Astros in the last inning. He comes back and gets these 3 outs. 5 retired in a row by Bennett Sousa. How about that? Top of the 8th coming up. Top of the 8th coming up. This game is tied 2-2. Let's take a look at some stats here. As you see, the Astros scored 2 runs in the first. Sanchez had a nice hit to lead off to get it started. Altuve with the 2-run homer on his very first pitch. 2-0. Astros haven't scored anything since then. 8 hits, and they've left runners on base, but they haven't driven them in. Hunter Brown was so solid. Now, in the first inning, he struggled a little bit, had a lot of pitches over 20, but he got out of it. And from the 2nd through the 5th, he was lights out. He was awesome. He only gave up 1 hit this whole time. But in the 6th, he started to break down, got into a jam, gave up a couple of runs. Sousa came in and shut it down, but that's where we stand. 4 hits for the Yankees, and it's 2-2. No errors. I'm surprised, actually, that the Yankees don't have any errors. No really fumble plays. Maybe they're saving them for the end. The Yankees are saving their blunders for the 8th and or 9th inning. We'll see. Yeah, Bennett has been pretty fierce. He's had a couple of shaky moments. He started off really strong, had a few shaky moments, and he's come back on. 89 likes on the live stream, but 130 people following along, so you could easily like the live stream if you're able to. if you're driving, please make sure you pull over or stop at a red light or something, or stop sign, or don't do anything dangerous. You know what I'm saying? Don't blame me for your nonsense. I'm sorry, officer. I didn't see the light because I was pressing like. Ghost told me I had to. That I had to. Diaz is at the plate. 97 miles an hour. Right at the top of the zone. Strike one. Duvall is still in the game. That is his 9th pitch. Here comes the 0-1 to Diaz. Come on, Yiner. He hits it to the third base side. That's scooped up. No error there. One away. On the ground out. Travis, I'm the same. I've been watching them since about the same, I guess you could say, because I was born in 75. And ever since I was, heck, ever since I can remember anything, I've watched the Astros. I've seen all. Trammell takes the first pitch outside for ball one. The Tram is at the plate. He does have a nice hit today, a single. He's 1 for 3. 709 OPS for the season right now. Let's see if we can get a speedster on base. Here comes the 1-0 pitch, rather. 97 miles an hour inside and low, swing and a miss. 1-1 is the count. Luke Weaver is now warming up in the bullpen for the Stanks, another right-hander. Here comes the pitch to Trammell. It'll tap her down the left side, and they're going to make an easy throw over to first base to get him. Trammell was booking it down the line. It seems like he was hustling down the line faster than Pena was, but he's not able to beat it out. That's 2 ground outs for the Astros in the 8th. But yeah, I want to repeat to everyone listening out there what Travis said in the live chat. He says, as someone who's watched this team since the 80s, I can't complain about anything. I've seen the worst, and I appreciate the current situations. 100% in agreement. A little bunt by Doobie, but it goes right back to the pitcher, and that's an easy 1-2-3 inning for Duvall. They don't have to bring in the other reliever at all for Duvall. Not sure what Doobie was thinking there. 2-out bunt, just trying to get on base. But I think that with 2 outs in the 8th inning and you're tied, maybe try to hit the ball for an extra base hit. I don't know. That's just me. I don't know who made the call to lay down a bunt. I guess he thought that the third baseman and the shortstop were playing a little deep, and because of that, that's why he laid down the bunt. But I'm not sure how I feel about that. I don't think that was necessarily the right play, especially since he does have a single this game. I think he had the ability to put it in play and make something happen, but whatever. We go into the bottom of the 8th. This game is tied 2-2. Likely, Brian Abreu will be on the mound for the Astros. Yeah, old dog, I remember you mentioning that before. That is awesome. That's a really great memory right there. To see Mickey Mantle, that's just amazing. In the Astrodome, hit a home run. The first home run there. That's amazing. Brendan says, I don't think Pena at 100 yet. Are you talking about what? 100? Are you talking about RBIs, maybe? Let's see. Pena. RBIs for this year, 43. Oh, okay. You're talking about 100%. Ah, okay. I see. I was trying to figure out what you're talking about, but I see what you're talking about. I got it. Brian Abreu on the mound. His first batter. In the box, Austin Wells. Here comes the pitch. Fouled off, 96 miles an hour on the outside. Strike one. Favorite player was Mike Scott. That's interesting. I remember Mike Scott. That next pitch is in there for strike two. Wells calls a little timeout to adjust his batting gloves. That's not going to help you, bro. Brian Abreu ahead in the count. 0-2. Here comes the toss. Oh no, that's crushed to right field. Is that going to be fair? Foul ball. Oh my gosh. That ball was crushed to right field. I thought for sure. It definitely was gone. It was definitely gone. But it was foul. Man, look at this. He just, right in the zone, he crushed it. Look how close this was. Woo! Just right of the pole. Abreu with a dangerous pitch right down the middle. Come on. Lock it down. Here's the 0-2 pitch. Swing and a miss. Gets the strikeout. Good grief. Talk about having a heart attack. Woo, man. That turns into a Tommy likey. Tommy wants swingy, but Tommy want missy. Swingy and missy. 88 mile per hour slider there. He mixed it up. Grisham at the plate. Fouls the first pitch off, 97 right in the zone for strike one. Yeah, that was a close call. That was too close. One out, nobody on. Here comes the next pitch. Hits it high in the air, should be playable. On the infield, it's foul. Correa's underneath it. He has to fly around and circle around to get it, but he puts it away for out number two. Big out there. Two away. Yeah, Correa waved everybody off. He told Yiner to get away. He got it. Six pitches now for Abreu. Two away. Ben Rice at the plate. Here comes the first pitch. Swing and a miss. Nice. Beautiful slider there. 0-1 is the count. Here's the next pitch in the dirt. 1-1. I don't have any problem with the Diamondbacks. This is one of those teams that I have no feelings towards. Kind of neutral. Not a rival. Never were for the Astros. Never any bad blood between them. Here's the 1-1 pitch. Check swing. Did he go? They say he did. Yeah. Crowd is not liking that. Another slider in the dirt. 1-2 is the count. Let's take a look at it from the side. Ooh, that was close. From that angle, though, it's hard to see. They don't have it directly from the side. That was pretty close. Hard to say one way or the other. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss. Another strikeout. Beautiful. Abreu comes back from a dangerous situation to get a couple of Ks. Man, he scared the crap out of me with that one big hit, but he gets through it. He comes back and he composes himself and gets out of the inning. Man. Whew. So, once again, Tommy likey, Tommy wants swingy. Well, you got it this time, buddy. You got it this time. Top of the ninth, guys and gals. 5 more likes on the live stream to get to 100. Let's push that over. If we can get to 100 likes, perhaps the Astros can get some runs. Ooh. If you have not seen the goal that I have, I put a super chat goal up there. It's not likely I'll get to 20 today, but if you're able to donate any amount, you can click on the super chat and donate. This is exclusively to cover the internet cost that I have for doing the live streams. For those of you who don't know, I am currently not doing any work, not because I'm lazy or anything like that, but because of a couple of reasons that even though I have been improving in my health, I still have some problems with anemia, so my energy is really, really down. I had to take off for medical leave starting a couple of years ago because of a cancer tumor on my kidney. And that is still not resolved, although there has been some improvement. I still have a lot of blood flow issues and anemia, edema, and things like that, leg swelling. And I really have to take a lot of extra steps in order to keep myself working and functioning at a moderate level. So focusing on this channel has become a very important thing for me, and any donations that come in are very, very much appreciated and welcome. I'm doing my best to keep this channel going. It's more than a hobby, so your help and support is appreciated. The Yankees do have their reliever in, their next reliever, Luke Weaver. Caratini the Batman is at the plate. Takes the first pitch low for ball one. We got the Batman at the plate. The Batman. Casey, the Batman is up. Cam Smith is out. Caratini is in. 1 ball, no strikes. Here comes the pitch from Weaver. 88 miles an hour, right in there, swing and a miss. One ball, one strike to the Batman. Here comes the toss. Low, below the zone, good take. 2 balls and 1 strike. That's right, Pena is due up, followed by Sanchez. It would be so awesome for Caratini to get a big hit right here and set it up for our top of the batting order. Get Altuve back to the plate. He's been hot. This is a tapper to the second baseman who lobs it over. Caratini goes down on the grounder, the soft grounder. Just a little too high on that ball. Hader warming up in the bullpen. The Dodgers and Detroit having a tight game. I'll have to check out those scores in just a minute. Pena at the plate. Takes that first pitch outside for ball one. Pena hasn't really done anything today. He got hit by a pitch, but, you know, that wasn't his own doing. 1-0 pitch from Weaver on the way. Low, good take, 90 miles an hour. Below the zone, 2-0. Thanks, Mr. Page. I appreciate that. The 2-0 pitch to Pena on the way. Fouls that off. 90 low and outside, but in the zone. Pena was only able to foul it off. 2 balls and 1 strike. 1 like away from 100. 1 more to go boom and push that over. Push it up, 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 up. Ue ni onegaishimasu. Up, please, in Japanese. Fouled off. A little rip down the third base line. 2 balls and 2 strikes to Jeremy Pena. 1 out, nobody on here in the top of the 9th. Come on, Astros, let's do it. Let's channel our inner Altuve. Pena steps out of the box. Timeout. Absolutely, Mr. Page, I agree. We can't spoil Altuve's heroics. Here comes the pitch. The 2-2. 89 in the bottom of the zone, swing and a miss. Pena goes down. So Pena continues to be absolutely ice cold this game. When Pena came back, he was immediately hitting the ball. But now he is off. If not for that hit by pitch, he never would have been on base today. He's 0 for 4. Completely ice cold. Him and Walker both ice cold today. Sanchez at the plate with 2 outs, nobody on. 95. He took a big rip at that first pitch up in the zone. Strike 1. Earlier, Sanchez ripped it hard out to right field, more than enough home run distance and about a dozen feet foul. 0-1 is the count. How big would it be right here for him to crank 1 out? Lefty on righty. This is a good matchup. Here comes the pitch. Outside. Good take. 1-1 is the count. Come on, Sanchez. I believe in you, baby. We are over 102 likes on the channel. Thank you so much. Maybe now the Astros can score. Here comes a 1-1 pitch. Sanchez takes another big rip. 95 miles an hour, and he misses it. Come on, baby. 1 ball and 2 strikes. The crowd finally starts making a little noise, but you can tell they're scared. Come on, here's the pitch. Little high and outside. Ball 2. 2-2. Crispy says, sad to see Cam Smith get worse as the season goes. Yeah, he has been in a major slump. Here's the 2-2 pitch. Outside, full count. Man, that umpire scared me. Whoa! The way he yelled ball sounded like strike. He put so much into it. The crowd's booing. Why would you boo that? It was way outside. Full count with 2 outs. Nobody on. Here's a pitch. He fouls it off. 95 right in the zone, and he took a big hack at it. This is a battle right here, man. It's serious. It is serious. But yeah, Crispy says he was hoping Cam would progress more. Keep progressing, I guess. Wonder if the batting coaches have anything to do with his development. It's hard to say, Crispy, but I do wonder what caused him to suddenly go so cold. Here's the pitch. Inside, ball 4. Crowd is disappointed. Big, oh. But guess who comes to the plate? Guess who comes to the plate? It's Jose Altuve! Guys, I kid you not. Altuve gets back to the plate in the top of the 9th with 2 outs and Sanchez on first. This is exactly how the game started. With Sanchez on first and Altuve at the plate. Come on, Altuve. Outside, ball 1. Oh, man, this is exciting ball right here. Come on. They're giving him a 4% chance of getting a home run here, according to Apple TV. 1 ball, no strikes to my man. Superman. Snap. Where's the Altuve snap? Ooh, 90 on the outside edge. Strike 1. The count is even. I want to see the Altuve snap. I see some other comments in the chat that I want to get to. I'll get to those right now. Let's focus on Altuve. Here's the pitch. It's hit hard to right field. Is it going to get down? No. It's going to be caught on the run. Oh, man. Whoo. My heart is racing. My heart is racing. Well, you can't be upset. Altuve has owned this game. They got lucky to put him out right there. But if the Astros do not pull this out, they only have themselves to blame. Hunter Brown and the rest of the Astros pitchers have done their job. They only gave up 2 runs. Altuve has done his job. Almost everybody else. I mean, we've gotten guys on base. But those batters who have... I mean, even Pena and Walker, they've been the 2 biggest disappointments in this game. I really thought that Walker would be able to shine in this stadium and in this environment, in this atmosphere, because he seems to do really well in Dodger Stadium, and I thought that some of that would translate here, but it just hasn't. If Pena and Walker were just having a decent game, maybe 2 for 4, for example, I think we'd have more runs on the board. Yeah, rush plays. I was really hoping that Altuve would get a big hit there. Can you imagine? Start the game off with a 2-run homer, end the game with a 2-run homer. Oh my gosh. You know that the crowd was so scared right there. And it just wasn't in the cards today. Yep. Yeah. Pena does have a great batting average, but a lot of that was built before his injury. Now, when he came back, he came right out of the box hitting, getting hits. But this game, he has just been ice cold. He's done nothing at the plate. Tex says, you've got a great setup on how you control your platform. Quick glimpses of the plays, replays much appreciated. Take some focus. Thank you so much. It does take a lot of focus, but the way it used to be, the setup that I have now, it took me some time to build this. It's so much easier than it was before, but I can tell you, it's still not what I would call easy, but compared to the way it was before, oh my gosh, I was having to do everything manually. All of the information on the screen was manual. I was having to change so many things so fast. Even the pitch count, it was nuts. Absolutely nuts. Aaron Judge is the leadoff batter against Josh Hader. Here comes the first pitch. Low and inside, ball 1. Yeah, Travis, you're right. I wouldn't say it's any indicator of his talent. He's just on a cold streak. That's all. He's young. Swing and a miss, low and outside, 89-mile-per-hour slider. 1-1 the count against Aaron Judge. Yes, Jesus Sanchez has gotten to be pretty good. I really am happy with Sanchez's performance. Here's the pitch. Check swing. They say he went too far. That's a strike. These are brave umpires calling them check swing strikes on Aaron Judge in New York. Good for them. Yeah, that was definitely a swing. Yeah, he went around. 1 ball, 2 strikes. I like how Judge looked down at first base at the umpire out of the corner of his eye there to see what he would call, but he says it was a swing. He knew it was a swing. He was hoping it wasn't, but it was. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Here comes the toss. This is hit high in the air. Easy play. Pena's underneath it and puts it away for out number 1. Judge is retired on the 1-2 fly out to the infield. Thomas says, my parents worked at the Dome in Rice Stadium when I was in 1st to 3rd grade. They take my brother and I with no babysitter available. Man, that's awesome. It does sound like awesome times. You're right. That sounds great. Bellinger at the plate. 96 miles an hour in the bottom of the zone for strike 1. One out, 0-1 is the count. Here comes the pitch from Hader. Fouled off, 97 low and away. 0-2 is the count. Hader jumping out to the lead. Yeah, you're right, Mr. Page. You just ran into the first rookie wall. That's correct. They're talking about right now the Astros should get a long-term contract signed with Cam Smith. Left center field, Sanchez puts it away, no problem. There we go. So on an 0-2 pitch, Bellinger flies out opposite field. 2 up and 2 down. Good ninth so far for Hader. He's only got 7 pitches. If Hader gets a quick out here, maybe a 1-pitch ground out, 1-pitch fly out, then we'll be able to see him in the 10th. That's what I would expect. Just throwing less than 10 pitches. Yeah, and there he goes. Pops it up on the infield. Pena's underneath it. 1 pitch. Out number 3. 8 pitches. 8 pitches only. Hader gets through the 9th inning. We are going into extras in New York. 2-2. The game is tied. Astros got out to the early lead. They jumped on it from the first. Sanchez got on base. Altuve homered on the very first pitch. And from there, the Astros have scored nothing. 8 hits. Lots of left-on runners. Left on base. The Yankees did a little bit of slicing and dicing to Hunter Brown in the 6th. And managed to score on 2 singles. Tied it up 2-2. 4 hits in this whole game for the Yankees and 2 runs. 8 hits for the Astros and only 2 runs. The only 2 hits that mattered for the Astros were the single by Sanchez and the follow-up 2-run shot by Altuve. But from there, it has been a battle. A pitcher's duel, basically. The Yankees pitchers have given up a lot more ground, but when it came to the most important pitches, they were able to get the Astros where the Astros were not able to convert. Yeah, this game 1 is stressful. It is stressful. Yeah, Mr. Page, I still feel that Walker could do well. I am shocked, though, or surprised. I'll just say I am surprised that he hasn't done anything at all in this game. I am surprised about that. But I think that he can still do well in the series. I just have a feeling. Maybe he's going to go gangbusters in the next couple of games. It's possible. Sarcastic Prodigy says, give them bums something really to boo about. Yeah. Okay, Altuve is put on second base to start the 10th inning. Carlos Correa at the plate. Once again, I will say, how great would it be for Correa to crank one out? Just really stick it to the Yankees. Here's the first pitch. Way outside and wild. Altuve immediately goes to third base. On the very first pitch of the 10th inning, Altuve's on third base. Now, you cannot commit the mortal sin of leaving Altuve on third base. Wild pitch on the very first toss. Look at that. No chance for the catcher to even catch that. He couldn't even get his glove on it. Holy cow. 1-0 is the count. Who is this on the mound? Next pitch is right in there, 81 miles an hour. 1-1 is the count. This is Williams. Williams on the mound for the Stankies. Here comes the 1-1 pitch. 83 miles an hour, low and outside. Correa took a big hack at it. You don't need to be a big swinger right here to get a run, Correa. Just need to get a solid hit. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Oh, man, that is awesome, old dog. Oilers versus the Bills with OJ at Rice Stadium. Correa hits one up the middle. That's going to score Altuve. 3-2 Astros. Altuve jogs home. And the crowd is booing big time. That's right. Bring the booze. Bring the booze. Altuve jogs home. He had good results on 2 changeups, but he tried it again, and Correa read it this time. He went down and got it. That's what you call professional hitting right there, baby. You can't, what was it? Fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me. Didn't work. Christian Walker, 94 miles an hour, swing and a miss. I want to see if Walker can pull it around right here. Can he turn it around? 0-1 is the count. Correa on first base. Come on, Walker. Shut down this crowd. Take out the air in the stadium. 94 above the zone. I kid you not, the crowd was booing so heavily on that hit. Here comes the 1-1 pitch to Walker. 94 up and outside. Another swing and a miss. Walker is just not getting the bat on the ball. He's 3 for 5 in his career against Devin Williams, the pitcher on the mound right now. One ball and 2 strikes. No outs. Runner on first. Correa on first. No one in the bullpen going for the Yankees right now. Interesting. Here comes the 1-2 pitch. Walker hits that one. He bounces it to third. They're going to try for a double play, but they can't get it. It's too long of a throw. Walker's able to beat it out, so they have 1 out at second base. Walker on first. Yes, absolutely, Jordan. Correa and Altuve, just like old times. Been there, done that, Carlos. Yes, that's right. Exactly. That's exactly right. Pete Rose hitting. That's a good comparison right there. That's what you call learning and adapting. Professional batting, absolutely. Just like Pete Rose. Come on, Yiner. Time to give him a shiner. 1 for 4 today with a single. Let's make it 2 for 5. Here's the pitch. Ooh, low and inside, swing and a miss. Come on, opposite field king. If he can get a nice opposite field hit, should be able to get Walker over to third base. Yeah, you're right, Brendan. At least he hit it. I'm glad that he at least hit the ball. This is hit opposite field to right field, all the way out of the wall. It's going back, and he catches it at the wall. It bounces off his glove. It comes out of his glove, and the right fielder is hurt. What was Walker doing? Walker didn't run. Walker didn't run. That ball was all the way to the wall, and he didn't run, and now he's thrown out at second base. The center fielder comes over and gets the ball and throws it into second base. Walker didn't run. The right fielder is hurt after running into the wall to get that ball. But Christian Walker makes a major blunder. Look at this. He jumps up to catch it, and he misses it. It's off the wall. The center fielder gets it, throws it into second base. Walker never ran to second base. Diaz hits it all the way to the wall. And Walker was running back to first base. He was running back to first base. Even Correa was yelling at him, dude, go to second. What in the world? Ah. I don't know what to say. I don't have words for what I just saw. Yainer Diaz hit it off the wall in right field. Walker watched it go. And look at this. He's watching it go. He's watching it go. He's watching it go. And it bounces off the wall. And he runs back to first base. It must have been the LED wall out there. He couldn't see the ball. He thought it was caught. and he ran back to first base. They throw it to second base and force him out. 2 away, Yainer Diaz on first base. Get that man some contact lenses. The Tram comes to the plate. At least we still have a runner on. Here comes the first pitch to Taylor Trammell. Right in there, 82 miles an hour. Strike 1. I have no words, guys. I can only guess. I can give him the benefit of the doubt and say he didn't see it. But even Correa saw it and was yelling at him from the dugout. This is hit hard. It might be gone. Taylor Trammell with a homer. Taylor Trammell. The Tram leaves the station. 2-run home run by the Tram. Altuve starts it off with a 2-run homer. And Taylor Trammell ends it. It is 5-2 Astros. The Tram has left the station, baby, and made the rounds. Come back home, back to the home station. It's the Tram, baby. The Astros scored 3 runs here in the top of the 10th. How do you like that? Yes, baby. Doobie at the plate fouls off the first pitch. 0-1. How do you like that? A high fastball, and he just cranks it out. Boom. The nausea cam there. Look at the coach here. Yeah, he's wincing. He's not showing it too heavily, but he was wincing. The pain. Oh, the pain. Ball 1 to Doobie. 1-1 is the count with 2 outs and nobody on. Thank you, Trammell, for making up for that blunder on the bases. This is fouled off. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Yes, that's right. We got the karma coming back. Man, that ball was just launched. It was gone. No doubter. Look at Altuve. Correa and Altuve, the first 2 up out of the dugout on that hit. Here comes the pitch, the 1-2, swing and a miss. That's strike 3 and out number 3. Doobie goes down, and the crowd is booing. The crowd is booing. Look at this. Yeah, look, they're yelling. Look at that. They're yelling at their own pitcher. Correa and Altuve out of the dugout. That's right. You can see all those fans just sitting back there. That's right. The Tram, baby. The Tram has made the rounds in the 10th inning. Go Astros. Heck yes. Trammell was let go by the Yankees, says Luke. This one felt good for him. Oh, I would imagine it does. How sweet it is, right? How sweet it is. Goodness gracious. That deserves a second round of coffee. What an inning. 5-2 Astros over the Yankees in Yankee Stadium. And the crowd, you know what? That's one of the things about the crowd there that I absolutely love. You know, as many times as fans, and this is the same for every team. Every team is going to have some negativity in their fan base. But in New York, it's exceptionally high. I think that even in Los Angeles, in a situation like that, I don't think that they're going to boo that loudly and be that insulting to their own pitchers in a situation like that. I'm not saying that they don't. They definitely do. But the amount of vitriol, the amount of hate and anger that the Yankees fans give to their own team, to their own pitchers, to their own hitters, is unprecedented. Even somebody like Aaron Judge. Now think about this. If Aaron Judge has a fantastic game and he comes up in the bottom of the 9th and they have a chance to, the bases are loaded and there are 2 outs and he has a chance to win the game with 1 swing and he strikes out, the crowd will definitely boo. It's a terrible crowd. The first pitch by Hader, who is still in the game, is low and inside in the dirt for ball 1. Rosario at the plate. Ahmed Rosario. 1-0 pitch on the way. This is hit to center field. Should be playable. Hit pretty deep. McCormick's got it. Chisholm tags and goes to third. 1 away. Yep. Boom, baby. There's Trammell's homer. Yeah, he can't believe it. It sucks, man. Especially when you're a Yankees pitcher. There's one team I wouldn't want to pitch for. It'd be the Yankees, that's for sure. Heck, I wouldn't even want to be a hitter for the Yankees. You get up there one time and fail. In a win situation, they're going to boo you off the field. Here's the pitch. Outside. Next batter is Anthony Volpe. 1 out, nobody on here in the bottom of the 10th. I'm sorry, there's a runner on third. My bad. 1 out. Here's the 1-0 pitch. Hit high in the air and foul. 1-1 is the count. Yeah, old dog, it's looking pretty good. Got about 200 viewers right now on the live stream. 111 likes. Let's set the record for likes. If you're an Astros fan, please like the channel and subscribe. Push this over 900. Here's the 1-1 pitch from Hader. 96 miles an hour. Fouled off for strike 2. 1-2 is the count. Yeah, you're right, Hunt. It's kind of like the government and the people, you know? The things that the government do, influencing and messing the people up, that's down into left field, and that's going to score a run. There's a single. So the Yankees get 1 back. 5-3 with a runner on first and 1 out. Hader up to 14 pitches now. But yeah, basically, you know how governments do some things that cause people to behave a certain way in society. I think the biggest example I can think of is in China. They're having a little meeting on the mound right now. They've got a pinch hitter on deck. Carlos Stanton is coming in. But I feel like the Yankees are also similar. You know, the way that they've managed the team and the way they've... I mean, think about the legacy that they have. They've completely changed the mood in New York. New York City has changed so much, and not in a good way. Here's the pitch. Strike 1, 85 on the outside edge to Paul Goldschmidt. Goldschmidt is the pinch hitter in the game right now. He is batting for McMahon. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss in the dirt. Strike 2. If you're going to swing at that, if he's going to go golfing, just keep putting him in the sand trap. Why not? Runner on first with 1 out. Hader on the mound facing Goldschmidt. Here comes the 0-2. Another one in the dirt. He doesn't go golfing for that one. 1-2. Yeah, you're right, Hunt. There's a lot. I'm really sad about New York because, you know, as an American, it's like an American icon city in many ways. I don't want it to be like that. I want it to be a good city. It's part of the U.S., but it's not what it used to be. Here's the 1-2. This is hit high in the air. Is it going to be playable? No, it goes out of play. Count remains 1-2. Yeah, Brendan, I like Trammell. You know, Trammell hasn't been absolutely amazing, but he's been pretty consistent. Here's the pitch. Way outside, 2-2. Hader rubbing up the ball, giving it some love. Let's see if it will return that love right here with the 2-2 pitch to Paul Goldschmidt. Here it comes. Right in the zone, fouled off again. 97 miles an hour. Count remains 2-2. Philadelphia leading Texas 4-1 in the 7th. That's good news. Seattle losing to Tampa Bay 0-1 in the bottom of the 3rd. Yeah, you're right. Still early, but There's always hope. Hader fakes a thrower to first to reset the pitch clock. The crowd boos because, of course. Here comes the pitch. Ball 3, low and inside. Just a little too low and inside. Full count. We got a runner on first with 1 out. Paul Goldschmidt at the plate facing Josh Hader. Here comes the 3-2. Swing and a foul ball. 87 miles an hour on the lower inside corner of the zone. Count remains full. Let's serve him up some Haterade. What kind of Haterade can you mix up and serve right here? A double play ball would be the perfect Haterade to serve up. I'm placing my order for a double. Here's a pitch. He fouls it off. My order hasn't changed, Mr. Hader. You asked me for my order, and I'm telling you, I want a double play. Double play Haterade, thank you very much. Yep, you're right, Eagle. We haven't won it yet. Just buckle down. Get it right here. Here comes the 3-2 from Hader. It's hit high in the air. It's playable to right field. Sanchez comes in. He's playing right field now. And he puts it away for out number 2. Runner stays at first base. 1 out away from wrapping this up in New York. This game 1. That brings up Giancarlo Stanton. Giancarlo Stanton at the plate. Mr. Page, I agree with you. I don't like the guy on second. I always want to say it's Ghost Man on second, right? But it does definitely cause the games to be shorter. But it kind of reminds me of the argument that people have about soccer, you know, having the penalty kicks at the end. But the thing is about the penalty kicks, they, in certain games, they will have extra time, like 3 times, and then after that, then they do penalty kicks. Not all games. Some games will end in a tie. Some games go to penalty kicks. It depends on what kind of game it is. Like if it's a playoff game, it might, or if it's a final, you definitely have to do penalty kicks. You can't just keep doing extra innings. The first pitch, I said extra innings. You can't just keep doing extra time. But some people don't like the penalty kicks at all. 1-0 is the count with 2 outs. Runner on first to Giancarlo. Hader's pitch in the dirt again. 2-0. I wouldn't want to pitch for the Rockies either. Yeah, but at least the crowd wouldn't hate you even if you give up 20 runs. Here's the pitch. Just a little inside. 3-0, man. Hader suddenly missing the zone. How many pitches? He's up to 27. Yeah, I thought he was in the 20s. Getting up there. Here comes the 3-0. Right in the bottom of the zone for strike 1. 85 mile per hour pitch in the bottom of the zone. Man, if I had been Stanton, I would have been swinging at that one. 3 balls and 1 strike. Here comes the next toss. Fouls it at the plate. 89 miles an hour right in there. Full count again. Look at this. That's the strike 2. These commentators are still so pro Yankees. They're like, ooh, it was so close. Ooh, be quiet. This is fouled off. 97 miles an hour. Another full count pitch. We are 1 strike away from wrapping this up. Come on, Hader. Come on, man. Get at least 1 K right here. 30 pitches now for Josh Hader between last inning and this one. This inning has been a chore for him. Here comes the pitch. 97 up and outside, ball 4. Runners on first and second. Stanton works the count. That was a good at bat for him, not so good for the Astros. They immediately pull Stanton out and put in a pinch runner. I don't know if that's necessarily necessary, but I guess he's not up for it. Caballero is on first base for Stanton. Runners on first and second. Hader's now facing a lefty. It's going to be lefty on lefty action. Trent Grisham at the plate. Here's the pitch. 97 at the top of the zone. He holds back. Ball one. Yeah, we definitely need all the runs we can get. I don't know how long they're going to keep Hader in. I don't see anybody warming up in the bullpen yet, but he's up to 32 pitches. He takes a timeout, steps out of the box. Trent Grisham has faced Hader 3 times, and I believe he has 3 strikeouts. He's never gotten a hit against Hader, and he's 0 for 4 in this game. Let's make it 0 for 5. Here's the 1-0 pitch. Right in there, 87 miles an hour, strike one. Hey, Ross, thanks for checking in. I don't know how many subscriptions I have right now, guys. I don't see it on the screen, but I hope we're over 900. If you're an Astros fan, please like that channel and click those notifications. Here comes a 1-1 pitch. Check swing on the outside, ball 2. 2-1 against Grisham. Yes, we don't have Ryan Stressley, but we have his spirit. Here's the 2-1. Right in there. 87 miles an hour on the inside. Strike 2. The count is even. Elvis, thank you for stopping in. You're welcome. Thank you for supporting me. Thank you for being here. Michael, thank you for that update. This is hit hard to center field. Is it going to be down? No, it's caught. McCormick is there. It's not going to get down. That's out number 3. The Astros win. Line drive to center field. The Astros do it just barely. In Japanese, you'd say giddy giddy. It just means just barely. Altuve walks out onto the field that he owns. The crowd is booing. The Astros win game 1 in stressful style, in extra innings, in the 10th inning. Whew! Goodness gracious. I am about to... I need to take some more medicine. Maybe I need to go back to the hospital and tell my doctor I changed my mind. I need to start taking medicine again. I don't know what my blood pressure is right now, but it's probably through the roof. Holy freaking cow, the Astros. What are you doing to us? You know, what you're doing to me is not what I prefer. What I like to see is about 10 runs to 3 in New York. Not 5 to 3 with 2 runners on in the 9th. No, you're going about it all wrong. Yes, absolutely. Let's do a quick run over as we always do. Let's take a look at that scoring summary. How do the Astros win this game? Well, guess what? The owner of New York City, Jose Altuve, in the first inning, he comes up with Sanchez on base. Sanchez got a single in the first inning. Altuve comes up on the very first pitch, 389 feet to left field, home run, 2-0 Astros, just like that. Now, after that, the Astros were basically shut down. They were stranding runners left and right. And in the bottom of the 6th, the Yankees finally started to catch up. Rice singled to right. Now, I will say this. Between the 1st and the 5th, after a little bit of a struggle in the first inning, Hunter Brown was lights out. But in the 6th, he kind of broke down a little bit. He gave up a single to right, which scored McMahon. He gave up several other singles, several hits. 1 hit through 5 innings, and then suddenly several hits in 1 inning. Judge singled to center, scoring Wells. The game was tied 2-2. In the 10th inning, Correa singled to center field, scoring Altuve, 3-2. And then Taylor Trammell, the Tram, came in and hit a 2-run homer. Now, this is after Christian Walker made a major boo-boo. Christian Walker was on first base with 1 out. The series of events was so crazy, but Christian Walker was on first base. He actually came through for the Astros and got on base with 1 out. Yainer Diaz hit a deep shot to right center field that was off the wall. But it's off a part of the wall where there's like an LED sign. And he thought that the ball was caught by the right fielder. So he started running back to first base. But everybody was yelling at him. Correa was even on the sidelines over by the dugout yelling at him to go. But he thought the ball was caught, so he went back to first base. They threw the ball in and got him out at second. Diaz was on first base with 2 outs. Taylor Trammell comes to the plate and hits a 2-run homer. If not for that 2-run homer, we would have gone into the 11th inning because Volpe hit an RBI single to left field in the 10th, in the bottom of the 10th, that scored Chisholm. That scored Chisholm. That made it 5-3. Without that Trammell home run, that would have been a tie game. We would have gone into another extra inning. So the Tram comes through in the end. In the beginning, it was all Altuve. What a great game Altuve had. Let's take a look at some of these players' stats. Pena was absolutely freezing cold today. He was 0 for 4. He got a hit by pitch. That was it. Jesus Sanchez was 1 for 4. He did have a timely hit in the first inning, which got him on base, and Altuve drove him in with a home run. Altuve was 2 for 4, but Altuve had not only the home run and a couple of RBIs, he also had a double. He had a walk. He had a stolen base. He was just getting it done, and he scored a couple of runs. He was definitely the best player in the game today. The second best offensive player had to go to Trammell because of that timely hit in the 10th inning. But Correa was 2 for 3, also did well today, had an RBI. Christian Walker 0 for 5 today. The only reason that Pena wasn't 0 for 5 is because he got hit by pitch. Diaz 1 for 5. He had a timely hit to get on base to set Trammell up for that 2-run homer. Should have been a 3-run homer, but Walker didn't see the ball off the wall. He thought it was caught. Trammell 2 for 5 today with a home run, runs scored, and 2 RBIs. Doobie 1 for 5. Cam Smith 1 for 3. And Caratini and McCormick came in, but Caratini only had 1 pinch hit. He didn't do anything. He grounded out, I think. McCormick didn't have a chance to hit. So overall, the Astros, how many hits? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10 hits. 5 runs. Good performance there. But left on base runners, I don't see the stats here, but the Astros did have too many left on base runners. Way too many. Way too many. In the first inning and in the 10th inning, no problem. But in between, lots of problems. Hunter Brown, if you take a look at Hunter Brown's stats here for the game, 5.1 innings pitched. It looked like he was going to get through 7 innings. He was doing so well. But when he came in the 5th, he just started struggling, and he couldn't even make it through that inning. So he was pulled for Bennett Sousa. But he gave up 4 hits, 2 runs, 1 walk, 5 strikeouts. A very modest day for Hunter Brown, but only 2 runs given up. Sousa came in, did stellar. With 2 runners on, he got 2 outs, got us out of the inning, and then pitched another full inning, 1.2 innings, no hits, no runs, no walks, 2 strikeouts. Sousa was solid. Abreu came in, looked a little shaky because he gave up a big hit that was only about a foot foul of being a home run. But other than that, he got 2 strikeouts. He held it together. Didn't give up any runs. Now, Hader did give up a hit and a run, but, of course, it's not an earned run because that was in the 10th inning. But he pitched 2 innings and about 36 pitches. There it is right there. 36 pitches and 24 strikes. So Hader gets the save. 1 walk, 1 hit, and no earned runs. Man, what a game the Astros win. Look at the probability here. The Astros were, when the game went tied, they started giving the Yankees the chance to win. But finally, the Astros pulled it out in the end, and the final result was what you see here, 5-3. Now let's take a really quick look at what the Astros are going to do tomorrow. Game 2. Whoops, that's still game 1. My bad. We got to look at the full schedule. Game 2. Let's see. Is it going to be at the same time? No, it's not. Holy cow! These next 2 games are going to be really early for me. If you can see right there, take a look right there. This game tomorrow starts at 3:05. This is much earlier. And then game 3 starts at 2:35. So these games for me are freaking early. Framber Valdez is on the mound tomorrow. And Colton Gordon after that. Valdez is going to be squaring off against Louis Gill. There we go, right there. Gill's stats, he's 0-1 with a 13.5 ERA, looking good. This is like a good matchup for Valdez. We should destroy them. Only 3.1 innings pitched by this guy. He's given up how many runs? A ton. 5 hits, 3 strikeouts, 4 walks. 3.1 innings pitched with a 13.5 ERA. That's what I like to see. This is a good matchup for the Astros tomorrow. Should take the series, and we have a good chance of sweeping the Yankees. And, of course, Game 3, we'll take a look at that information tomorrow after the game. No need to look at that right now. But right now, I do want to look at the scoreboard. Let's take a look around the league and see what's going on. Good news here. The Phillies are beating the Rangers 4-1 in the top of the 8th right now. So, if this holds, and it should, then the Astros will go up another full game over the Rangers. Let's go down to anything else of note. It's nice to see the Cardinals beating up on the Curbs, kicking them to the curb. Let's see. Let's keep going. Rays are still leading the Mariners 1-0 in the top of the 5th, so this is good. Hopefully the Rays will continue to hold so that the Astros can gain another game on them. If this holds, then the Astros will be up 2.5 games on the Mariners. So let's hope that that holds. And let's see here. Anything else? The Blue Jays beating the Dodgers 1-0. I don't like the draft Dodgers, but, you know, we want them to beat the Blue Jays. So come on. Come on, Dodgers, do something. Don't let the Blue Jays knock you down. And the A's lose to the Orioles 3-2, so it doesn't matter too much, but that's nice to see. The Angels lose to the Tigers, so the Angels let us down. The Angels can't pull out a victory. The Tigers actually had a comeback to beat the Angels, unfortunately. So we're still going to be behind them. But that's pretty much it. That's all I got for you guys and gals for today. Let's take a quick look in the live chat, and then we'll be done for today. And I'll see you all at around 3 o'clock in the morning here in Japan time. Let's see here. Mr. Page says the Yankees are so awful, and I love it. It's nice. It's nice. Crispy says we beat the Yankees, their fans, the umps, and the Apple TV commentators. That's right. They were all against us, and we beat them anyway. Cray's going to have to teach the new guys how to live with the hate. Yes, that's right. It's getting to them, but it shouldn't. They should welcome it, just like Altuve does. Use it for energy. Suck it up like chakra, like some kind of jutsu. That'd be awesome. Yeah, Jordan, I was starting to feel the same way. I was like, hey, three runs in extras sounds great until you give up a run, and then you have a guy on base with another batter, you know, the tying run at the plate. It starts to feel, I don't know. He better lock it down. So, let's see here. The cardiac Astros win. That's right. The Astros just stabbed the Yankees in the face with a soldering iron. They're looking at our guys. That's right, Mr. Page. You know, what you said just now is right. They were looking at us all wrong. They were going at us all wrong. Yankees lose. The Yankees lose. The Spankies lose. The Stankies lose. Absolutely. Hopefully tomorrow we don't go easy on them. Yes, tomorrow, guys. Tomorrow, the Astros score 10 runs. 10 runs. Fromber gives up nothing to the Stankies. Hader deserves a win and a save here. I don't know. I mean, if you were to get it, that's great. But all of the Astros pitchers did well, really. I mean, overall, can't complain. They gave up 3 runs. Can't complain about that in 9 innings. What a game. Love you guys. See you next time. Love you, Trading View. Thank you very much for being here. And Daryl, I hope you have a good day. It is 11:40 a.m. I'm about to go in there and make myself some brunch. I picked up some really nice sausages and bacon from Costco. I've got some eggs and cheese. I'm really looking forward to making myself something nice to eat. I'm going to have myself a really, really nice brunch. All right. 2 early games back to back. That's right. 2 middle of the night games for me. I'm not sure if I want to stay up and do the game and then sleep after, or try to sleep early and then get up. I don't know. We'll see. See how I feel. Maybe if I can go outside and get some work done and wear myself out, I can go to bed early tonight. But we'll see. We always make these type of pitchers look like Cy Young winners. Not always, Jay. Think about what we did in LA. I think we're going to do the same thing in New York. That's the difference. If we were playing like, I don't know, maybe the Diamondbacks is a different thing because some of our hitters do well there. But if we were playing the A's, then I would agree with that we probably would make them look much better than what they are. But we're in New York playing the Yankees, so I don't think so. I think we'll be okay. Let's see here. Crispy says every starting pitcher we face is a Cy Young pitcher. That's a little harsh, but I understand why you would say that. Yes, Gregory, absolutely. We win. For sure. Tommy Likey. Yes, he do. Yes, he do. The Astros are seriously putting Gordon out to pitch against Fried in Game 3. That's right, Crispy. That's right. But you know what? I have a good feeling about it because we're playing in New York against the Stankies. And I think it's all good in the neighborhood. But guys, we have a new record. 133 likes on the live stream. That is absolutely amazing. Thank you so very much. That is a new record on my channel, and we had over 200 viewers, concurrent viewers. That means viewers at the same time. It's like the Conan O'Brien thing where you explain the joke. You explain even though it's unnecessary. But subscribers, did we get over 900? No. It stalled at 899. So did not get. How did that not happen? I think I was at 890 or 891 subscribers when the live stream started, and we've had over 200 people following the channel and not even 10 new subscribers. How is that possible? I really don't understand why. I should have had about 20 subscribers on this live stream, and I haven't even gotten 10. That's amazing. I'm really surprised about that. Maybe most of the people coming in, most of the viewers coming in were Yankees fans just waiting to attack. And as soon as the Astros won, they ratted out. They ratted out. They roached out. That's what it is. They roached out. Thank you, Sarcastic Prodigy. Thank you for all you do. Thank you for being here. And Jordan says Fromber will win because he'll be auditioning for his new team. Yeah, Fromber wants to do nothing but continue to increase his value. Whether he gets a deal with the Astros or goes to another team, even if Fromber wants to stay with the Astros, it's in his best interest, no matter what, to pitch his butt off. Because whether he wants to stay or go, it will increase his value more and more and more. So we should expect to see professional Fromber tomorrow. And they crawfished out. That's funny. Yes, they did. They crawfished out. Texas Repo says Yankees fans want Boone fired because of this game. Well, when Altuve comes in and hits a home run on the very first pitch, ah, how can you blame Boone for that? Altuve owns it. He owns the park. He owns the Yankees. That's all there is to it. Thank you guys and gals again for being here and for all the support. I really do appreciate it. I hope maybe before the end of the day my subscriptions have gone up well over 900. It's been kind of stagnant the past few days for some reason. I know that we didn't have a game yesterday, so that's expected. But with over 200 viewers, and now we've got almost 140 likes, just 2 away from 140 likes. I'm really shocked that the subscriptions have not gone up. But anyway, thank you, Daryl. You're awesome too. All of you guys and gals are awesome. And some extra love for all my members and the people who donated today. The goal that we had today was not met, but I did get 4 super chats. If I'm not mistaken, they were all from, or mostly from, my members. So my members are really helping to carry the channel. But to everybody else who just simply listened in or liked the channel, you're still helping with the algorithm. You're helping the channel get to more people, and that grows the community. So I thank you all very much for all of your help. Much love to all of you. I will see you at 3 o'clock in the morning Japan time for game number 2, Framber Valdez on the mound. Until then, all I have left to say is, Go Astros.